everybody's doing well. So we are going to do a you and them reading. And it's been a little bit since I've done this reading on YouTube, but I wanted to do one because two things. One, I just haven't done one in a long time, and I feel energetically really good. And these are pretty draining, so I thought better do it while I can. And then two, I also want to do a kind of a special of this reading. So my personal reading in my menu, I have this you and them. It is 60 minutes long, and it is 85. And it goes through everything I'm going to go through in this reading here. And I get a lot of requests for that. But sometimes people say that they don't want exactly 60 minutes. They want more like 30. They don't want to pay that much. They like to pay a little bit less. They don't really need that extra time. And I completely understand that. So I wanted to offer something different. So I'm going to post on my community page all the details of this and everything, but I just wanted to let y'all know as you're going through this reading and what it would be like. I'm going to start offering a 30-minute reading for 60. So if it's just going to be a little bit shorter, it's not going to provide as much information. We won't get as many message cards, and we won't go into as much detail when it comes to future energies. And of course, you know, everything's going to be going a little bit faster. But that being said, I wanted to let y'all have that other option there, because I just get so many requests for that reading, and there's so many people that just say, well, I can't really afford it right now, or I really don't have 60 minutes, or I really don't think I need 60 minutes. So there y'all go. I tried to make it to where y'all had that option. So hopefully that helps whoever needs it. And again, it will be on my community page, so y'all keep an eye out for that. Okay. So before we start shuffling this to pick a card, I may have to stop and let George in. So y'all give me just 1 second. Okay, so sorry guys. George is my cat, if y'all don't know, and my ginger cat. And he doesn't like it whenever I don't let him in my bedroom. Okay, so these are called make sure I get this right, Ocean Dream Oracles. Now we're only doing 3 piles simply because these are so draining, because you're using 2 decks, you're getting into 2 energies, and they're pretty detailed. So 3 is the best I can do for today. I know I can do. So pile 1, pile 2, and I will turn these over in just 1 second. As soon as I get them out, pile 3. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we got. We have pile 1, open channel. Okay. Pile 2, the source. And pile 3, Sacred Vow. This card is so pretty. It's very distracting. Look at all the different stuff that's on there. Okay, so that will be pile 3. Okay, real quick, a little rundown if you're still here. Know that in these readings, sometimes the roles can be switched. I always start with your energy on the left, and your person's on the right. But every now and then, you may get into your energy, and it starts to sound more like your person. So stick around for the next energy to come in, just to see if that's the case. Sometimes that happens. If it does, know that you're just meant to hear it in a different perspective. And keep an open mind, of course. Never let a reading take away from your day, from your mood, from your energy, okay? So if you start to feel drained, if you start to feel not so good, if you start to feel triggered, know that maybe it's not time for you to hear this message. Maybe this isn't your reading, okay? Maybe come back to a later day, or maybe there just wasn't a reading here for you at all. And that happens too sometimes. Maybe there's just a little bit of a message that you're needing to hear, and that was it for you. So please keep an open mind. Know that you're in control of that. This is just a YouTube video, so you have the ability to click off at any time that you want. Please be respectful to others, and in the comments, I really appreciate that. And follow those guidelines, okay? So with all that being said, timestamps for everything will be down below, and I will see you at your pile. Hey, pile 1. So if you chose the open channel card, this will be your reading. Okay, so we are discussing here a you and them, and we'll get into that in just a minute. I wanted to talk about this card first to kind of bring in the energies. With open channel, this does make me feel like communication is important here between you and your person. You have these two individuals here definitely giving me Gemini energy. But if you notice, they both have their, well, it's a twin actually, but they have their back turned to one another. They're looking in opposite directions, almost like maybe you've turned your back here on someone, or they've turned your back here on you. But there's like a divide that's here, even though there's some similar energies that are going on when it comes to communication. So telepathy kind of feeling here is what I'm getting. So about this card, this says, when we are an open channel to receive information and energy, we're able to feel the undercurrents in any situation. This card is a gentle sign of caution that it may be smart to test the waters first. If you feel that you are trying to maneuver through unfamiliar surroundings, put out your feelers and trust what surfaces. You have sources of strength within you, which you can always draw upon to help you navigate forward. You are, after all, incredibly adapted and resilient. Your psychic abilities are on high. Trust them. Okay, so I do feel like there's significance to do with communication here and trusting what your intuition's telling you. That's what I got from that card. So, with that being said, we're going to move this over here. So I pulled, and there's 2 decks that I use in this. If you are new to a you and them reading, I will go over what this consists of. Also know if you missed the intro, it's important. I would go back and listen to it. It talks about kind of what you need to look for in readings like this, and then also it talks about a special that I'm going to put out for the you and them readings. So it's just, if you're interested in any of that, it will be on my community page and then also in the intro. So, all right. So for your side here, I chose the Crystal Unicorn Tarot. And then for your person's side, they have the Uncommon Tarot, okay? So we always start on your side first, and I'm going to take a look at your thoughts, feelings, and actions. We'll do the same for your person. Then we'll take a look at what's shifting down the center, what future energies could consist of. We'll get message cards from each, and then we'll get advice towards the end, okay? So there's lots to do here. We'll also get at the very, very end, of course, some initials and charms, okay? So here we go. Now it is the weekend. Well, it's not necessarily, well, it is the weekend, I guess, but my kids do not have school on certain days. At school, they have a different kind of schedule now, so if you hear noises, that's what that is. That is my children in the background. And that is another reason why I have my music playing, is because they are so loud. All right, so pile 1, I want you to kind of just sit and close your eyes. You don't have to, but just be thinking about the person that you're wanting to get this reading for, you're wanting to know about. Kind of pull their face to your mind and any kind of memories. Also, anything that you're wanting to really get out of this reading. Any kind of symbolism or signs that will help you to connect with this reading that you can ask for. Maybe say, hey, Spirit, this is my reading. You know, later on, show me a unicorn. You know, whatever it is in the cards. Okay. So, pile 1. Pile 1, what are their current thoughts about their person? What are pile 1's current thoughts about their person? 2 of Swords in the reverse. There's already that, look at that. There's already that Gemini energy there. And also this bit about decisions, which I actually read as part of y'all's energy. Being indecisive here. Ace of Pentacles. This is about being indecisive, about a new beginning, or about something possibly being solid here, about an offer, taking an offer. You have a Four of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so what are your current thoughts? I feel like that you're trying to figure something out. I think that you're trying to figure out perhaps where you're at when it comes to this person, the decisions either that you've made or the ones that you will make or should make moving forward. I think that kind of is a little bit of a mix. I think sometimes you're thinking about the decisions that you've made, and I think sometimes you're thinking about, okay, now what am I going to do here moving forward? You're coming into a lot of self-awareness. I mean, this card is dead on for you guys. I do feel like that this is definitely you being in tune with your own intuition and your own understanding. You still may be questioned, and obviously with that Two of Swords being in reverse, you still may be kind of questioning some things. As far as what's going on between the two of you, I do feel like that there's a blockage here, and you may have put the blockage there, being that Two of Swords in reverse is there. There could have been a lost opportunity here. There could have been a false start. There could have been, I don't know, maybe you turned down an opportunity that's here, and you've just come into a lot of self-awareness since you've done that. I think that you're a lot more in touch with your intuition than you were maybe when you were connecting with this person, because I am getting this vibe that, well, for some of you, you may be actually trying to decide that still. So the timeline might be a little bit different for some of you. What about your feelings? What are you feeling when it comes to this person? What are you feeling when it comes to this person? You really are trying to decide what is best as far as for your growth. What is best is for your growth. It's so funny on these cards because if you notice, you actually have 3 flowers on the ground here in this Ace of Pentacles. You have 3 cups here with the 4 cups. Here, Spirit's showing you a cup that's here, but you're not really interested or looking at this. And then here you have this Ace of Pentacles with the rainbow, which is a reversed energy, a blockage. So what all that symbolism is kind of showing me is that there's been an opportunity here at some point, and perhaps for some of you, there may be already an opportunity here, like a newer opportunity for you, but you're not focused on any of that. Some of you, there may not be that. It's just you're not focused on it. You're still figuring things out. You're in a good energy, I feel like, as far as like consistently growing or getting somewhere mentally. Like even if you don't feel like you are, you really are. Okay, so what about your feelings? What are you feeling when it comes to this person? Whew, 10 of Cups. That's a lot of feelings. What are you feeling when it comes to this person? Death in reverse, Scorpio energy, right dead in the middle. And this is exactly the energy that we're pulling from here. Oh, man. That's telling me that you're indecisive. I think that you're indecisive about the changes, maybe if someone's changed or not. You're just, also feel like there's a lot of mystery here, but I feel like you're navigating through it pretty well. Your feelings. The Knight of Swords. There is a part of you that is there's a part of you that at times I think is somewhat wanting to be somewhat impulsive, like take action towards kind of figuring something out. I really feel like this is that feeling of emotionally where you're at. I just wish I could figure out the way that I felt and stick to that feeling and stay with it. And I think there's a part of you that may actually almost get kind of frustrated with yourself, because I think that you desire change and transformation. I think that you wish that this person would recognize, notice, or change certain things that they they have been neglecting to change, or they've kind of been stuck in a space. I don't know that for sure yet, because I'm reading into your energy and how you're perceiving this person. But I think that you're looking at them as, like, maybe especially emotionally, there's so much going on here with you, with your feelings. Like, there's frustration. There's this need to, like, figure something out. There's a need to want to set your mind on something. But there's also these very overwhelming amount of emotions that are here. And I think that's what keeps you in this death in reverse, where you're constantly, like, repeating that same emotional cycle, where perhaps in 1 minute you're wanting to run away from this, you're wanting to leave this behind, you want to be logical, you want to be smart, and just get away from it, right? And then on the other side of you, you have this 10 of Cups. You just, like, this just emotions that you have that are overwhelming. But it's also the 10 of Cups, which can be, kind of an illusion, or just not realistic, So it's almost like you're going from one extreme to another, and mentally that can be exhausting. And I think that that's where you're in that place of, can I just figure this out? Can I just set on what I feel and just do that? I just want to go there, which I feel like is actually a good place, because it's like you are starting to get frustrated with yourself and your own emotions enough to where you're like, I have to start to make a decision here, which is leading me back up to, you are thinking about this logically, logically what's best for you, logically what you need. It's just for logistics. I feel like at some point you had at least a thought of having a happily ever after with this person. Some of you may have family here, or this person felt like home to you. There was this, at some point you had this emotional fulfillment with this person. I do feel like that you may have repeated some cycles with this person, but you feel like something never actually changes or fully gets off the ground in some way. You may see this person as someone that runs from a situation or change. I also really think that you're just feeling this feeling of kind of stuck when it comes to just kind of figuring and concluding everything. Okay, so what are your actions? This is going to be interesting, because I don't feel like that. I feel like you're indecisive right now. So what are your actions? Yeah, Page of Cups in the reverse. You're holding back here from this person. You have the Emperor here. Oh yeah, you're in a place to where you're holding back and you're trying to maintain a sense of control that's here. And Ace of Cups in reverse. You're not giving to this person. I think you're focused on yourself right now. I think you're focused on your own self-love, giving back to yourself. You're holding back from this person. There is some... There's some underlying energies going on here with that Page of Cups. I want to dive into it a little bit as far as your actions. Being the Emperor is here, okay? Male or masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter. You're in your masculine energy, which is about control. And you are taking control. You feel like you're in control because you aren't giving. You're not giving anything away of yourself to this person. So you're consistently maintaining control because you're not giving any control away. And you do have a lot of emotion that's here to give. You have a lot of emotion for this person, but you're not expressing it. You're not showing it. You're controlling that at this time. That's your actions. I don't feel like I feel like you're in your right mind, if that makes sense, by doing so. I also feel as if, yep, that's it right there, isn't it? Yep. So Four of Pentacles in the reverse. I also feel like that there is this understanding of someone else kind of having free will, someone else kind of having freedom to also be expressive. And so you're kind of passing the torch or giving that responsibility over to your person, and you're standing your ground here. What are the reasons for that? I'm not exactly sure yet. But you are looking at this person as someone that has the same abilities to take some kind of action towards you as you do them. And I feel like you're just standing your ground about it and focused on yourself at this time. I don't feel like that y'all are focused on love or interested in love outside of this person. Some of you may even be having offers or have an offer, but I don't see you taking it. And I think it's not as much so to do with this person as it is to do with where you are emotionally. And I think that's really smart. I don't think that you're not reaching out. You're not trying to involve anyone else into where you are mentally and emotionally. And you know that you're still trying to get control over those emotions. And I think that that's a good thing, because I think that would definitely just add to the chaos, right? Okay. Some of you may be in communication with someone, but I don't feel like there has not been emotions expressed, or it's not an emotional relationship at this time. Maybe the potential's there, but you're just not giving to it at this time in that way. Okay, let's see. Bottom of the deck. It's the Eight of Wands in reverse. Yeah, you've came to a screeching halt here. This Eight of Wands in reverse, I'm kind of laughing because that's all about communication, which we said by you choosing this card of open channel that you are focused in on communication at this time. And that Eight of Wands is like, it can be an energy of being frustrated because of the way that things have went. But it's about everything kind of coming to a halt and slowing everything down and, focusing just on yourself here. That Queen of Pentacles in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune. You are consistently like staying in this energy of it is what it is, or it will be the way that it's supposed to be, which is telling me that you've really put a lot of energy and effort into this relationship or into this person, to the point to where, this Queen of Pentacles in reverse is no longer giving, no longer willing, no longer able. When she's in reverse, her energy's drained. She doesn't have the capability of giving in the same way. And so again, emphasis on you being in a place to where you're just kind of resting and giving back to yourself. Okay. All right. So if that sounds like you, or if that sounds like your person, sometimes the roles are switched, which if you missed the intro, I explain all that in the intro, but okay, so now let's get into your person's energy. I love these cards, the Uncommon Tarot, because they shuffle like a dream. Oh, it's just so nice. I just love it. The speed and just, it's not too slow, not too fast. Just sounds good. Anyway. Good card stock, guys. Look at that. It's just flipped over in my hand. It's the Five of Swords. Good God. Here we go. Okay. One more, guys. I lied. Let's do one more. So be thinking about your person. Be bringing them to the forefront of your mind. We're tapping into pile one's person, please. Oh, it's a whole different energy. Their energy feels very dense. Tell me about pile one's person, please. What are their thoughts? What are they thinking at this time about pile one? What is this person thinking about pile one at this time? The Lovers. Gemini energy. No kidding. I don't know if I'll get in trouble for that or not. Death in reverse. No kidding. It's funny doing these readings, how they consist of each other in the reading, you know, how they kind of go together in some way. Okay. Scorpio energy there. What is this person's thoughts towards pile 1 at this time? The King of Swords. That's so crazy. This energy, as far as their thoughts go, are so similar to your energy and your feelings. So what is that telling me? Well, one thing is that the emotions that you both feel are there. It's just the differences between the two of you is that yours is focused in on the emotional bliss, you know, the fairy tale type of emotions, you know, and you go to that place. You can go to that place with this person. Your person's thinking is their lovers is in their thoughts, not their feelings. So they're thinking about logically this connection that they share with you. And I feel like there's this death in reverse here and this King of Swords. These are kind of a little bit of a harsher energy as well. I feel like this person is someone that really does think with their head. They do not think with their heart. They do not think with their emotions. This is someone that is, with this King of Swords, he's someone that strictly is thinking logically in any given situation. He doesn't think about, okay, I feel this way, so what am I going to do as far as my actions go or communication based off of how I'm feeling in this moment. He is someone that says, okay, I'm feeling this way, so what are my actions going to be in this moment for what is the logical, most realistic thing to do in this situation. So, this is the difference here in the two of you, I feel like. And this could be why difference is here when it comes to communication or open channel. I feel like you kind of make decisions more based off of how your feelings and approach your feelings first. This is someone that bases their decisions more off of logic and reasons, and they put their logic first when they make any kind of decisions. Big differences here between the two of you when it comes to that, and that is a difficult relationship to maneuver, right? Now, the other thing is that now I'm just now seeing this. You have moss here. 1, 2, 3. Like, see how there's just different, back to back? This person may be somewhat in a shadow side at this time, a shadow aspect. They may be going through something here and more in their shadow nature, playing something out, feeling more in their shadow side, which is actually going to push them even further into logic, okay? If that makes sense. And I'm not sure why that's important. We'll see. Now, the death in reverse, connected to the lovers. This is like a repetitive pattern, a repetitive relationship. No matter what this person thinks of logically, they keep coming back to the fact of this lovers, which means that this person feels connected to you on some level, to where they feel like there's some sort of soul recognition, soul understanding. This is like when you feel connected to someone on an authentic level. And in some way, your morals, your values align or have. And I think this person keeps coming back to that idea despite that. I also feel like this person is trying to logically make sense of it. I don't necessarily feel like this person likes the energy they're in when they think about you, because I think that they're also in a place to where they're trying to control that thought. This is someone that doesn't want to feel. I don't know why that is. It may not be so much that they're not wanting to feel. I think it more has to do with they have limits to how much they allow themselves to feel. And I think that with you, they can't quite get a grip on why they see or think or feel you in the way that they do. What is this person's feelings towards pile 1? What is this person's feelings? What are their feelings towards pile 1? Queen of Wands in the reverse. Sagittarius energy for me. 5 of Pentacles. 5 of Cups. I told you. This person's not in a good energy at this time. In their feelings, and this would be exactly why this person doesn't want to think about this. This is exactly why this person is trying to control their mind and be reasonable about this relationship or how they feel. And the fact that something has not changed or isn't changing here, I think that bothers this person though. I really feel like this is someone that's trying not to think about this, and this explains to me the reason. I do feel like there's frustration here from this person towards you, and I'm not sure exactly why that is, but this Queen of Wands being in the reverse, oh, I just pulled 2 on accident, and now we have the 5 of Swords in the reverse. That's 555 in this person's emotions. That means that this person may be having a wake-up call or coming into some kind of a understanding or awakening in their emotional self at this time. And I think that this is connected to it. This is what they're going through. There's missing energy here. There's disappointment energy here. There's feeling abandoned. There's feeling lost. There's regrets that are taking place. And then there's this. I think this is someone that may be frustrated because they don't feel like that they have a move, or they don't feel like that they, I feel like they feel as if they're not confident here, and I don't think this person's confident in making a move. If you've been waiting for this person to do that, I don't feel like this person's confident in doing that. They're not in a place to where they can do that right now anyways. This person's like going through it right now, okay? So they can't, don't think that this person is, in a place to where they feel like they can reach out. They are not in a place to where they feel like that they can reach out. I can just tell you that right now. I think they go back and forth too about frustration and even being sometimes frustrated or angry at you. And I know you're probably like, what? I didn't do anything, but just stick with me here, okay? Hear me out. This is your person's energy, their perspective. So that 5 of Swords in the reverse is about making amends, but there's been something that's gone on here, and it has to do with choices. This person, this may not be you, it could be someone else, and this person's thinking about, the choices that they made. Maybe some impulsive choices that they made around someone else, making the wrong choice, wanting to make amends or wanting to overcome that. But for some of you, I also feel like that this is, like there's this, maybe some kind of an argument or disagreement around being emotionally confused. And I feel like that this person is, I can tell you they do understand, is I think that they do understand why you may have acted out in the way that you did. There's a sense of, and this could be that wake-up call, this could be this awareness, is I think that this person kind of understands why you made certain choices or why you were emotionally confused. I think that they feel that if whatever this person did, okay, whatever has happened, I think that they have some realizations about why you may be in the energy that you're in to begin with. I think that this is what is transpiring with this person. This is a very sad energy. Like, this is a very low energy here. Like, your person doesn't have a lot of, that's why I say they're probably not going to reach out to you. We'll see what their actions are, but this person's like cup is, you know, down to nothing. Like, they don't have anything really to give. This is like when you're just down and out, like you're just beside yourself, you know. This person may be crying. What is this person's actions towards pile 1? What is this person's actions towards pile 1? You have the Star in reverse, that's Aquarius energy, more air. The Knight of Pentacles. I heard slowly recover in my head. Strength in reverse. Yeah, this person is very vulnerable. Their energy feels very open channel, huh? Yeah, their energy feels very open and very like weak. What is going on with this person? Something more than this is going on with this person. Look at that. Y'all have all the 5s out on their side. And the 8 of Swords in reverse. This is somebody that's working through some things. This is a defeat. This person was defeated here by something that, like, this is when you feel like your hands are tied. There's nothing that you can do here. But you're getting out of that. You're kind of putting you no longer can defend yourself in some kind of way. You know, you waited too long or something like that. And you're just in a place to where you're just trying to get out of your head about things, release it, and yeah, and just you feel defeated, and you're in an energy of just allowing it to kind of move forward or go on. That Star in reverse is someone that doesn't have a lot of faith. They're not very optimistic, but I do feel like this person is slowly but surely moving forward, moving on. Perhaps moving even towards you for some of you. Page of Pentacles, yeah. But this is kind of weird to me. This person comes towards you, they send you a message, if they reach out, this Page of Pentacles here. This is very, very vulnerable. This person is in, like, they have an opened wound, okay? And they're walking into a very diseased room. That's what this feels like. Like, this person is it's a weird way to describe that, but it is what it is. This person is very open to and exposed to being hurt, for their ego to be hurt, for them to actually be emotionally hurt. But I also feel like this is someone that feels like they're down and out. With that Star in reverse, it's like that feeling of, well, what else could, I mean, you know that feeling when you're at your lowest point and it's only up from there, like there is no lower that you can get. So it's kind of crazy because instead of building confidence, this person's coming to you in such a vulnerable state because they don't have anything to lose. This is the way they feel. They don't have anything to lose here at this point. What do I have to lose at this point? You know, if you turn me away, you turn me away. Yeah, Ace of Cups in reverse as I say that. That's pretty crazy. You both have the Ace of Cups here. This person is sad. I would go as far as to say this person is missing you with this 5 of Pentacles and 5 of Cups. What's that 5 of Cups? The Devil in reverse. My gosh, these cards. Look at there. It matches. That matches that perfectly. The Devil in reverse, Capricorn energy. Okay. 3 of Cups is here as well in reverse with that 5 of Pentacles. This person's trying to break free from some kind of codependency with you or with others. This is someone, they may have even tried to kind of give in to, they may have given to the devil for a little bit. That may have not got them very far. Because I feel like this person, they're in this energy here of feeling lost or abandoned. This may not just be because of you. There could be other people here where this person is just kind of going through the grief of feeling like alone. I think Spirit's trying to get them to see something. What, can you tell me what that is? Exactly. The 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. Their inability to commit, their inability to work with others or to follow through with commitment. That 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. Justice in reverse. Someone that does things unfairly when it comes to commitment. So this person, unfortunately, we see them on the opposite side of good karma, okay, at this time. And this is very, very much so obvious in this reading. This is like one of those things where I feel like Spirit kind of, you know, the devil drags them completely down to the bottom, and Spirit uses that for them to have some sort of understanding, awakening, awareness. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes, and that's, you know, that's just Spirit using that negative karma to help break the cycle or the pattern of the toxicities. If the devil's going to drag you down, you know, Spirit's going to say, okay, drag them down. I'll use that and make them, hopefully they'll have an epiphany because you drag them down to the damn bottom. You know what I mean? It's that kind of energy. So something big is going on here with your person. 10 of Wands, yeah. This is like when you feel like you have the weight of the world on your back. So they're feeling that right now. Look at that. They have the Wheel of sorry, I get excited. I have the Wheel of Fortune too, which means things are changing. And that 10 of Pentacles is right underneath that with the World in reverse. I do feel like that this chapter isn't over with that World being in reverse and that 10 of Pentacles. There's something still sustainable here in some kind of way or shape or form, is at least what this person's kind of thinking. I do feel like that things are in the middle of changing. Obviously, y'all both have that Wheel of Fortune that's there underneath the bottom of the deck. But this person is feeling the weight of all those changes that are taking place at this time, or maybe in their life, or maybe with you. You know, they're just feeling the weight of those changes. Oh boy, okay. All right, we're going to take a look at what is shifting, and then we'll take a look and see. Sorry about my watch, guys. It just keeps going off. Just random. So my son, I'm fixing to buy him a car. And so I've been looking for him a car online, and now I'm getting all these dealerships that are messaging me like crazy. It's driving me nuts. I actually want to use a different, this is not what I planned, but just kind of go with whatever here. This is the regular Rider-Waite Tarot that I always keep on my desk, and I'm gonna actually use this to see what the shift is gonna be here, because there's something big going on here when it comes to your person. I feel like you too, but yours would be more like, how to describe that? Yours is more like a slow, maybe well, I don't know what I'm getting at here, guys. You're on a bike, okay? You're on a bike path, you're riding a bike, you're feeling the breeze, and you're just kind of going through it. You're just kind of feeling through the motion. Sometimes, you know, you have to go uphill, and that sucks, you know? But sometimes it's just nice and slow, or downhill even. Your person, on the other hand, they're in I don't know, an old beat-up pickup truck that can hardly run, right? And they're hauling a trailer. And they have that weight of that trailer and everything else. So they're struggling. They're struggling a lot more. Not only going up the hill, but going down, it's a struggle too. So yours just in different types of energies, but they're both very significant. So what's shifting as far as pile ones and their person's thoughts? What's going to be shifting soon? The future for pile one and person's thoughts. The moon in reverse, coming out of that illusion. Okay? Pisces, Cancer's there. Coming out of that illusion, coming away from fear. You know, your person may have been pulled down or had some kind of tower moment to actually pull them out of their own illusions in some way. I don't know why that just came out. You, on the other hand, you may be in a place to where you are trying to decide that at this time, with that Ten of Cups being here, especially with Death in reverse, is whether or not you were living in some kind of an illusion here when it comes to this person. What to believe, what not to believe about it, right? So that's going to be changing here in your thoughts. What else? What else will be shifting soon as far as their emotions go for pile one in their person? Look at that. Six of Cups. So this could be like I think you, as together at some point, if you aren't with this person or around this person or communicating with them, this can be like a reunion. This can be like memories, you know. This can be an apology even, but this is about being in your feelings, just kind of being in that place of they're reciprocal, you know, you both feel the same. At the end of it, at the end of the day, you know, at the end of everything, you both kind of still feel the same way, or that's going to be what it shifts into. Okay, so what about your actions? What are your actions? What are their actions going to be shifting towards? What is the shift that's going to take place soon when it comes to the pile ones of a person's actions? The Star in reverse. So your person already has that here. Can you give me another card for that? That's Aquarius energy. The High Priestess in reverse. Again, there's this feeling of everything kind of being exposed or spoken in a place of kind of despair. Like, and I think this is going to be on your person's side. They're the ones that have the action cards in their action energy. So I feel like it will come from them. There may be some things expressed that haven't been with that High Priestess in reverse, some things that you don't know that maybe you will, as far as actions go. But again, I feel like your person is just in this place to where, what do I have to lose? Like that, there's not a lot of faith in this. But they're just going about, like I feel like they're just kind of taking action anyways, but they just don't have a lot of expectation or faith or anything like that here. They don't even have like a goal in mind. They're not even connected really to their intuition. They're just, you know what they're doing. I think this person is kind of really acting out of their emotions, but I don't think that they realize it. I think they're more in a place where they're just kind of saying, well, what do I have to lose at this point? Logically, that makes sense. Anything else that you can tell me about the future energies that we need to know that I could be missing here? The Seven of Cups. So choices. You're going to have some choices here to make. This may put you back into a place of being a little emotionally confused here in the Magician in reverse. I think that you're going to have a hard time with this because I feel like you still are in a place where you don't know what to believe. Is this person being honest with me or not? With that Magician in reverse, I think that you're also like you don't really know exactly what you want or what you want from them or from this. That Gemini energy is there again with a little Virgo, Pisces down here. There's two ways to look at this situation. And you're trying to figure out which one is real. And I think that despite what has happened or what will happen, you'll still be kind of in that place of indecisiveness when it comes to that. What is real and what's not real? So with that being said, look at that. And the Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck, which is exactly, I feel like, how you're going to be feeling in the future. So you're trying to get in a stable place when it comes to your emotions and how you think about this. You're doing a great job. You're in that energy of where you feel like you have a grasp on it. But the thing is that there's still emotionally things that you do not understand. If this person is X, Y, and Z, or if they've done X, Y, and Z, why do I feel A, B, and C? This doesn't make any sense, you know? And I feel like when this person comes back in, that Six of Cups is gonna spark that, gonna spark that all back up again. You know, it's always that feeling of, you know, you say you feel and think of one way, but then when you actually are confronted with that person or you're seeing them face to face, the feeling is different, right? It feels, it's real. It's right there. And when something's right there, all of those emotions and feelings are just right there in your face, you know? And so it's just a whole different vibe, right? Okay. So now let's see what you would say to your person. We're going to use a few different cards for this. And then we'll get into, yeah, I just saw gossip. So it's like that. It's like, I don't know what to believe here, right? I also, I will get more message cards from your person than I will from you, but I want to use these first to kind of clarify some things. So what would you say to this person, Pile 1? If you could say anything at all, what would you say to this person? Reveal, I want to tell you the truth. So this could be wanting to communicate or wanting to open up. And dishonesty. Maybe you're wanting to express something that maybe you were dishonest about by lying. I ripped us apart. So there may have been something here. This could also be like your person if you're sitting here going, I didn't lie about anything. Oh, then that could be that this is your person's energy and this is what you're kind of wanting to talk about is, you know, if they lied to you, that's something that just kind of ripped the two of you apart. And you're wanting to express how you feel about that. Sabotage. I mess up the good things that are in my life. I think that you want to know the truth about this from your person. Reunion. We will always come back to each other. Unappreciated. I feel like you don't care. And reminiscing. I miss our inside jokes. Okay, let's see what your person would say. What would Pile 1's person say to them if they could say anything? Oh, that came right over. Did y'all see that? Chemistry. It says, I never felt a passion like this intense. What would this person say to pile 1 if they could say anything? Understanding. Yeah, I really feel like this person, like I said, is coming into some sort of understanding that they didn't have before. I see a side of I see your side of the story. What would this person say if they could say anything? Escape. I left when things got hard. So that's that runner energy we talked about. Feeling like this person, I didn't even notice this, guys. I did not even notice until just now. Look at this. The synchronicities, I just love them so much. It makes everything magical, doesn't it? Look at this. Look at these cards. I mean, what in the... This is the 10 of Wands, right? Your person's energy, that weight. This is also about taking responsibility for what you have grown, what you have done, you know, what you've grown. And then the Eight of Swords. So I really feel like this person's like trying to get through their mind or head about what has transpired or what part they played in things, especially with this. I see your side of the story, and I left when things got hard. This person, it may have looked really bad on their part, especially if this person came in with a lot of chemistry, a lot of passion, there was intensity to that. You know, you kind of share those moments, and then all of a sudden things get hard and this person takes off. And it makes it seem like, well, you know, that they were just manipulating you. And how many times has this person done that? So, yeah, I think that's why you're in this energy here of being unappreciated, and to really, despite the memories and the reunion that you'd like to have, you're still in this place of where you're needing to, you know, protect yourself. What would this person say if they could say anything? Daydreaming. Look, you're reminiscing and they're daydreaming. I'm always longing for you. Almost jumped out of my hand. Unsatisfied and unappreciated over here. I wasn't happy the way that things were going. Yeah, this person didn't like how things maybe were working out. You two may have had a different understanding of what you wanted from this connection to begin with. This person may have had other things that they were dealing with or that was going on. She's sick in this card, or that's what it looks like. And so it just reminds me of like something that's out of your control, you know, that you're having to deal with. Overwhelmed. Yeah. This person may have been overwhelmed by this connection. The stress from this is draining me. And then indecisive, which is very, put that right there. I know my inability to make decisions hurt you. I think that this person may have been, I don't think that they were ready for what they got with you. I don't think they were ready for what you wanted actually either. But I do feel like this person still felt the chemistry with you, and they still feel like this, just this certain kind of feelings that they get from this connection is something that will make somebody want to have more. But once they actually have it, they're not happy with it, you know, because it's not exactly what they're ready for or what they want or what they need in their life at that time. I mean, who knows the reasons? But I feel like this person still has feelings and desires and all these things here for you. But this is somebody that whatever happened with this connection or whatever you needed or wanted from this person that you weren't getting because they were overwhelmed by, well, I think other things here. And then this is just something that added pressure onto everything else. But this is not your fault, right? This person may have just not had an inability to make a decision here, which in turn ended up just hurting you. Commitment, yep. This person may have had a hard time being committed or making a commitment here. We saw that earlier as far as what this person's like going through when it comes to their karma at this time with that Justice in reverse and that Three of Pentacles in reverse. I mean, something's playing out here for this person because they weren't staying committed and loyal. And that's probably what happened here in this connection. This person may have made a lot of commitments that they couldn't keep, or maybe they didn't even know if they could keep when they set them in to begin with. But maybe they just wanted the situation, they wanted you, and now you're sitting in a place where you're saying, this person just manipulated me to get what they want, or they used me, you know. But, okay, so with all that being said, let's see what else this person wants to say. I just saw I can't do this in abundance. So this person may be in a place where they don't have what they need in order to like be in a situation with you at this time. Tell me more about this person. What would they say to pile 1 if they could say anything? I'm going to get a few of these out and then we'll take a look. That's a lot. That's more than what I wanted. But we'll see what they say. I don't know if I can fit them all on here, but we'll try. Okay, let's see. I think this person, if they could say something to you, they have a lot that they would actually say. This person actually may also really be a talker, but they may not be that way unless you really know this person. Then you may have a hard time getting a word in. This person has a lot of air in their chart, or they just have a lot of air energy. They're a thinker, maybe an overthinker actually. I want you so badly. I miss being with you. Yep. I mean, we saw that. The timing just wasn't right for us. That's what I was trying to talk about earlier. Your body language says so much. I can't do this, so it came out again. We've already seen that once. I need to focus on my healing. I would say 100% this person needs to focus on their healing. I hide behind material things. I feel you leaving me behind. If this person has insecurities that they have a hard time dealing with, they could hide behind, you know, accumulation of those material things to help boost their ego or boost them up in some kind of way. If you are someone that might not be important to you, but that's something that you already have, you're already stable or set in some kind of way, this person could have compared themselves a lot, and that could have hurt their ego. If you have someone that's a runner and that's the situation, they're going to run. They're going to run from that every time. I feel you leaving me behind. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. Chemistry is here twice. The attraction you feel is mutual. We're more alike than I admit. I wish things could be different. You didn't break me. I'm not available. I wish I could share my good news with you. This always reminds me of someone that you feel like you can run to, or you want to run to whenever you have something happens, you know, something important. It's exciting, or something important goes on in this person's life in some kind of way, and you just want to run to that person and tell them, like, they're your first person to call. They're your first phone call. Okay, so what advice can you leave pile 1 with here? First, we have love is in the air, number 62. Let falling in love teach you divine lessons. It's worth working on. But honest conversations will be the key to overcoming differences. So that's pretty much y'all's reading. So that communication's coming back in with open channel again. Be honest, but honest conversations will lead to overcoming differences. So if there are differences here, I wish things could be different, then being honest with one another and being open channel, being communicative to one another can definitely make every bit of the difference. But you both have to be willing and able and open to that. And that is being open to being vulnerable at times. And that's really hard, you know. It's not always an easy thing to do for everybody. What advice do you have? Master your fears, number 68. Uncover the hidden fears. You know, something else here on your side. Sorry, I have to mention this. You may have been someone that had a hard time just being straightforward about certain things, because if you have an abandonment wound, which I don't see that here, but I want to bring this up because it just reminds me of it right here, especially with this maybe. if you have an abandonment wound, you can like beat around the bush, or you can like move in different directions before you kind of get to the point or get to what you want from the person or want to express or say, even because you could be afraid of that person's reaction, and you could be afraid of that person abandoning you in some way. It's a deep-rooted thing, or you could just be a Cancer like me and just go side to side when it comes to wanting to know something because you're just afraid to get your feelings hurt in the situation, or you're afraid you may hurt someone else's feelings. Okay, so number 68 here on your person's side, master your fears. Uncover the hidden fears that are ingrained in you and holding you back from living your most authentic life. So I feel like that this person may have a hard time with that, with being authentic and true to themselves. And this is most entirely all about being vulnerable and being authentic. But I feel like this person has to like come down all the way to the bottom, to rock bottom, where they don't have anything else to be vulnerable and open. Okay. What's the overall message that you want to leave with? Okay. Popped right out when I said that. Be honest with yourself. Number 5. All your feelings, even the difficult ones, have a message for you. Accept your truth and let Source take it from there. Yeah, you just need to accept, even if you're in a place where you're indecisive about those feelings. Are they real or are they not? Do I feel a way or do I not? Is it this or is it that? At some point you have to say to yourself, did I love this person? Do I love this person? Yes or no or whatever. And accept it for what it is. But be honest with yourself about that. I feel like the number 5 means that there are some changes that are going to happen and occur. We already saw tons of 5s out moving forward. And I think Spirit kind of wants you to know that they have your back here with this. They're helping to guide both of you in the situation. You're not alone, right? Accept the truth and then let Source take it from there. So just accepting the truth of what is. What if this person did manipulate you? What if this person did do all the things that they did? Accepting that for what it is. But whatever it is, just accept it. It could be both. It could be both. This person could have had feelings. They could have loved you. They could love you now. They could feel all these things like we already talked about, and still did all those things to you that they did. Just because we love somebody doesn't mean that we don't hurt them. We love people. We hurt people we love all the time without knowing it, with knowing it. But at the end of the day, you really have to decide where you sit with everything. Where are you at with it? And you have to, more than ever, 100% know where your boundaries sit and what you will and won't allow, and be open and honest and straightforward. You need to be vulnerable in that and being open about where your boundaries are, just as much as this person needs to be more vulnerable about how they're actually feeling and what they're capable of bringing. Okay. You are worth it. Don't let your happiness depend on someone that you may lose. So, again, I think there's some breaking free of codependency here in this, or perhaps, maybe you fell into that at times when you were with this person because you were afraid of them leaving or abandoning you. You may have even left this person to avoid that because you knew it was coming, Okay, so then you have the lollipop, which means that there's a new opportunity for something that's here. It's yours if you want it. We have hold on. SVFG T-D-K-O, knockout. We have T-R-D-R-D-R, doctor. Knockout and doctor. We have Y-N-I and U. Dry is right there already. Tidy. Okay. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave you right here. So this is what a you and them is. If you are interested in a reading like this from me, I am open to those. That's actually all I'm taking at this time. I'm gonna post that on my community page. If you're interested, I'm offering 2 different kinds to this reading. One is a 30-minute and one is a 60-minute reading. This was 60. So if you're interested in any of that, it's over there. And yeah, so I'm sending y'all so much love and light. Good luck with this, and I hope this helps, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, pile 2. So if you chose the source, this is going to be your reading. Okay. So I'm going to read a little bit, just a tiny portion of the book, because I want to get kind of a feel of what we're looking at here when it comes to this you and them. So let's do that first. It says, the magic within us, an endless source of creative potential, gives us the ability to transform and soulfully evolve. Each facet of our human experience is blessed to grow and bloom. Every day we are reborn. In any moment, you can begin to shift the trajectory of your life. You can start over, clear away the energetic cobwebs, rewire the path of your thoughts. If you've been waiting for a sign, or if you need a gentle reminder of just how brilliant you are, dear one, remember, you are connected to the infinite network of creation. You are a mirror of the divine, and you are the bridge between thought and expression. You are the source, beautifully embodied. Okay, so with that being said, let's put this to the side over here. Now, let's get into this. So, if you've never had the you and them reading, I take a look at your energy and your person's differently. I look at both of your thoughts, feelings, and actions. We look into message cards from each other. We'll get more for your person, of course. And we'll look at future energies, what's going to be shifting. And then, of course, advice and initials and charms to close. Okay? So, I am excited because I can get to use Chris Index, which I love. Love her. She's awesome, and this always makes me have a feel of divine feminine masculine energies. So if any of y'all resonate with that there, this is called the Muse Tarot by her. And then this for your person that we're going to use is called the Light Seers Tarot. So we're going to start with your energy first. Always keep in mind, these energies could be vice versa. I could be reading your person here, but take it how it resonates. Depends on what perspective you're needing to gain from this. Okay, so be thinking about your person, the person you came to this reading for, the person you want to know about. Okay. This deck is being kind of cantankerous. Okay. All right. Sorry about my son. He's in there having just a good old time. He's playing his game, so he's got his friend online with him. All right. Pile 2. What are your current thoughts about your person? About the person that's on your mind, pile 2. What are your current thoughts about that person? We have the Page of Wands in the reverse. It's called the Page of Inspiration here. We have the Queen of Swords. Okay. So you seem a little bit cantankerous yourself. You have the Six of Pentacles here in the reverse, and the Ten of Cups just came out in reverse with it. So that's exactly why. Let's talk about this for a second, okay? So first off, Libra energies here, so that could be relevant. But Libra is all about balance, balancing things out, balancing the scales. I actually have a Libra moon, which I always feel like I connect really well with people that have a Libra moon or an air moon. But I tend to also sometimes have a hard time for myself because I can see it your point of view, and I can see it in my point of view, and I can go back and forth all day long with that, which is what I'm kind of seeing here with the Six of Pentacles in reverse and that Ten of Cups in reverse. I feel like you are, I don't think that you're being cantankerous, by the way. I feel like that you're in a space to where you are just being strong, and I think you're being independent, and I think you're being serious. I think that you are in a place to where you're no longer living in some kind of illusion or fantasy. You're in a place to where it's like, okay, now I've tolerated enough. I'm at my limits, and I'm serious now. I've got my head on straight. I'm not in any kind of clouds or fairy tale, and I'm looking at things without having those rose-tinted glasses on. I think this is the energy that you're in. This is what you're thinking about. I feel like you're seeing your person as someone that possibly could be a bit impulsive when it comes to acting out on everything. I'm just going to be honest. I feel like that you're looking at your person to where they just kind of impulsively go from here, there, and everywhere. And there's not a lot of thought put into this person's intentions in anything. And that is so unreliable. So I do feel like you're looking at this person as someone that is so unreliable. And this is why you're in this no nonsense energy. So we'll figure out what has happened here. But I do feel that you're no longer giving to this person with the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Things have not been fair or balanced emotionally. You have completely perhaps overgave of yourself in this situation with that Ten of Cups being in reverse. And I feel like definitely even maybe the emotional maturity that you've been able to give to this person is not at all what you're getting back from them. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? What are your feelings when it... Okay. The Empress. So, there you go. The source is right there. Look. The source is right there. The Empress is like the source. The Empress is Gaia. You know, she grows, she builds, she can tell you when things can grow, when they can't grow. This is an energy of embodying someone that you are the source of your own creation. And the way that you're seeing things at this time is to where you feel as if perhaps you deserve more. You're in a place to where you know that you can't build or grow with this person and the energy that they're in. They're not giving to you in the way that for you to be able to grow emotionally here. And I think that that's also like a pretty big deal within the dynamics of this relationship. Libra, Taurus energies there as well. Wow, guys. Sorry, the energies. There's a lot of energy here. You have this a lot of feminine energy here as well. And really kind of just, you're not just putting your foot down. You're like bolting your foot down. You know, you're really, there's this Empress, the High Priestess, and the Queen of Swords. That is some very feminine energies. all embodying the intuition, the inner knowing, the inner source, you know, where your divinity comes from, like this card talks about. You see it here. Pisces energy is here now. So as far as your feelings are going, this is understanding who you are. I don't feel a lot of your person here. That Six of Swords is there. This is getting to a calmer place, feeling better and feeling more in tune with yourself. And the Page of Cups is here. What is this? Page of Cups, Knight of Wands, the Emperor, and the Sun in reverse. You feel like this person is not going to be who you want them to be or who you deserve for them to be. And I think that this just is to you a disappointment. This is a level. Look at, we're seeing a level that's here. You have this Aries energy here, Leo here, but you have this person here. This is where something starts off in a certain way. It goes into this passionate energy here, and then there's this control that kind of takes over, this Emperor that shows up. But there's Sun in reverse is saying this was a disappointment to you because you were hoping that this was someone that could go from a page to a knight to eventually an emperor. And I think that you're missing some key steps in there with this person, and you've began to see or realize that this person is not able to bring you what it is that you're looking for or you deserve. Just as you, as who you are, deserve, really. Is despite even how much you see or care about this person, you're understanding that they're never going to be able to bring you what you need as being an empress, being in the energy that you are. And, you know, being disappointed here in that because you do see the potential here with this person. They're just not coming up. They're not leveling up. They're not meeting that requirement that you have. And you have that requirement because it took you so long to get to this Empress energy and understanding your own value and worth. You're not gonna turn your back on that. You're already there. The bar has been set. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so that's a lot in your feelings, but let's see what else. Give me one card, please, for Paul 2's feelings that I could be missing about this person. The Moon. I think that the Moon is Pisces here again with Cancer in there as well. The Moon is being in your emotions. The Moon is emotion. So you are, I mean, so is the Empress, guys, and the Pisces and the High Priestess here as well. All of these are so feminine. But I feel like you're in control of your emotions here. But I still feel like that there are things that are unknown to you when it comes to your feelings, how you really feel about the situation. You know that, though. You know there are things that are still have yet to be seen when it comes to this person and how you see or feel about this person. And you also don't know what the future even holds here with that. But you're okay being in this mysterious place because you're confident in who you are and where you are at this time. This is so focused on you, on your side. I mean, I'm really not picking up on a whole lot to do with your person because I do feel like that you're drawing in, you are the source here of your own growth. It's all on you. You've put in the work, you know, you've done everything. And so your energy is just very self-focused. What are your, good, and the cards are very jumpy. Yeah, the Eight of Cups. This is learning how to emotionally detach from the, how do I say that? Learning how to emotionally detach from those feelings that you felt of obtaining emotional fulfillment. Having to learn how to detach from those feelings. This is like something you're a growth, you know, that you're going through, and you're learning here pertaining to this person, because of the dynamics with this person, you're learning how to emotionally detach yourself from situations, person, place, thing that is not equal to you or is not giving to you equally here. 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. That's not fair. You are in a very high vibrational energy right now because you are learning a very valuable lesson and have learned this lesson. You may also be in a very potent energy of that now. So you could be in a place to where you're really like telling, you're really telling people off. Like you may have this connection here. All it did was highlight what was already in you with other people maybe in your life, where you overgive of yourself to the point to where it depletes you, even emotionally, maybe perhaps depletes you. And I feel this energy of this is, I'm putting my foot down, but it's so potent that you might be like a little excessive maybe with it. I might pull back just a hair from that. But y'all do what you need to do, right? I just feel this feeling of you finally figuring out how much of a disadvantage you've been in, or how much people took advantage of you. It's like you're just waking up to it and you're like, that's not okay. That's not fair. And so you're kind of just understanding this about yourself, and you're like, no more, no more is there. And you're so focused on this person is part of that. Let's see what your actions are. That was the 8 of Cups, but let's see what your actions are when it comes to this person. Please tell me what are Pile 2's actions when it comes to the person that's on their mind. What are Pile 2's actions when it comes... These cards are very jumpy. Oh, the 5 of Wands. You're ready to fight somebody. You have there it is. There's who you're fighting there. The King of Wands in the reverse. Well, these don't actually have reversals, to be honest with you. This would be kind of more upright, but in the 5 of Aries energies here, though. 5 of Cups in the reverse. This is moving on. You are... Give me one for that 5 of Wands. You're ready. This is like standing guard. I'm ready to fight. Death. Fight to the death. This is Scorpio energy. What you're doing here is you're fighting for change. You're demanding for something to change. Not only with this person and how things have been going between the two of you, perhaps back and forth, the fairness, the equal give and take, but everything in your life, every other area in your life. Again, this is just something you're learning from this connection because of the dynamics here, the way you feel about this person. Spirit's using that as a lesson to say, yeah, not only that, but look at the other areas in your life where people have been taking advantage of you. You've been overgiving of yourself, depleting yourself. Look at that. It's not just here, it's just like this just sparked that nerve. It's just like now it's running through the rest of everything. So your actions here are to demand change, basically. Like change is going to happen here. This is not okay. That King of Wands, give me a card for that. The 4 of Pentacles. This is putting up some boundaries here. So whoever this person is, you're really like saying, okay, no more. And you are really putting up some boundaries here with this person. This is someone that may be very persistent. This is also someone that you may be extremely magnetically drawn or attracted to. Someone that, especially in their more fiery nature. So when they get passionate about something, that really makes you attracted to this person. It's that magnetic draw or that pull. And you're putting up some boundaries when it comes to yourself. So this is someone that can be very charming as well. They can use that in their favor. Someone that can really like pull you in, and I think that, yeah, you're in a place to where you are standing up for yourself. You're being your own leader here, taking up for yourself. You know, you may have always been I'm just going to say this real quick. You may have always been in a place to where you were looking to be rescued. Whatever trauma, whatever you experienced, whatever happened there. Somehow or another, you may have had this awareness that you've always been in a state of waiting or hoping to be rescued. And here, this is y'all's energy. You are no longer in that place. You're no longer waiting to be rescued. You have decided that nobody is coming to your rescue. You have to rescue yourself from things. And you are putting your foot down, and you are standing up and sticking up for yourself and putting the boundaries up that you need to have. What's this Five of Cups? This is a card of moving on from the disappointments, moving on from the loss, regrets, lies, deception. Ace of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, you are moving on from, this feels like more like a divine feminine reading to me. So if y'all resonate with that, if you're on a healing journey in that way, if you know what I mean, this is what this feels like. So I'm really anxious to see what your person's side is going to be at this time. That Ace of Cups being in the reverse with that Five of Cups in reverse is basically, again, like saying, no more. You don't have the emotion to give anymore away. You're retaining it. You're keeping it for yourself. This is about being focused on yourself, being focused on self-love. You're not giving anything of yourself away anymore to anyone. You're making people earn it. You have to earn my love. I'm not giving it away for free. That's what's here. What's that movie? It just popped in my head because I saw him riding the lawnmower. What is that movie? Is it on that movie? For Love or Money or something like that. It's like where she pays him or he pays her. I don't know, something to like be in a relationship with each other, and then it kind of, anyway, For Love or Money or something like that. Now I'm gonna have to go look that up. There may be a message there for you in that movie. If I can think of it, I will let you know. Page of Pentacles is here. There may sure well be a message in that, because that's what that means. That's so weird. Okay, so let's see what the bottom of the deck here is for y'all. No kidding. I landed on the Emperor. Because you know why? And I'm going to set it right here. The Emperor and the Empress right there. Look at that. This is you being in your power. I mean, there is no other way of putting this. You are totally in your power at this time. The Three of Pentacles is in reverse here with that Sun in reverse. Yeah, this person significantly disappointed you. Whatever the reason, there was commitment broken here. Three of Pentacles in reverse. Something's happened where it caused this disappointment. Some of y'all, you may not even know for sure if this person actually was disloyal to you in some kind of way, or you may just have enough proof, or you may just like intuitively, you just know. You're just in that energy of like, you know what, it doesn't even matter anymore if I have clarity here or not. I know what I feel what I feel, and this is not fair, period. And that's the energy that you're stepping into, and you're just kind of, yeah, that's a lightning bolt that's just going to all kinds of areas in your life. But you are in this strong and stable masculine energy here, this Emperor energy. You are your own leader, like I said. And guys, being in this energy right here, my God, please, please be manifesting something. Be thinking about the things that you want in your life. Be reminiscing on those things and how good that's going to feel. Do some meditative work because you are in this like very high vibrational energy at this time. So I would take that and definitely use that while you got it, you know. We're not always in this kind of energy. This is highlighted for me whenever we just like we're exposed to some sort of significant realization about ourselves and we shift or change who we are because of it. no longer holding on to that shadow part of ourselves. We see the light, and we're aware, and we do things differently. And it's so like, it's like getting a new car, you know. It's just like, you're just so excited, you know, in the beginning, you know. It's just, yeah, you don't want to even have it sit in the driveway. You want to go use it. So use that energy. Okay. Oh my God. We got the Four of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles over here. What's going on over here? That could be like a new home. I don't know why that just popped into my head. Okay, let's see. Y'all's reading's coming out very different from the other pile. I feel like that this is a divine connection type of reading, where I'm mostly getting more into what the two of you are learning at this time and the energies you're both in independently, which is telling me you may be in separation from this person at this time. Knight of Swords. Eight of Wands in reverse. They may have ran from this connection, or something just came to a halt. Okay. Good grief. They're being stubborn. Y'all are both being stubborn for me. I just saw the King of Cups in reverse. So be thinking about your person. Bring them to the forefront of your mind. This is someone that's conflicted about what direction to take. I just saw the King of Cups in reverse and the King of Wands. It's almost like they know what action they want to do, but they're emotionally, they don't feel stable about it. There's the Four of Wands and the King of Cups again. Okay. Let's see about this person. Three of Cups in the reverse. We already saw that on your side. So there's the disconnect. What is this person thinking about my pile twos? These cards are aggressive. Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. This person's going through some sort of disconnect at this time as well. Goodness. Ten of Swords and the Two of Wands just popped out. So this is the ending. And the Two of Wands is going in a new direction or choosing a new path. I'm going to be honest, I don't feel like this has to do with you. I feel like, again, it's just like on your side. This just feels like this person's energy. Like, you know, like things ending here and planning something else. That Ten of Pentacles is being uprooted in some way. That Three of Cups is being separated from others. So I think something else is going on with this person. I don't feel like this is necessarily like what they're thinking about with you. Tell me how that relates to pile two. I tell you what, man. Two of Swords and the Hermit in reverse. This person, I feel like how it relates to you is this person's still indecisive about whether or not they maybe should communicate to you, open up to you. That Hermit in reverse is coming out of isolation here, or being in a quiet energy. They're going through some kind of ending. This person's going through some sort of significant ending in their life. They're moving in a different direction. That could be why they're wondering if they should communicate something to you or certain things to you. I think this person's wanting to have a conversation too, but I feel like they feel disconnected from you. This feels like somebody that's in a position to where they're wanting to communicate like where they are or what's going on. This person's going through some sort of significant loss. So sorry. What is the Two of Wands? Let's see if we can ask that. I don't know if we can or not, but I don't want to get too nosy into this person's personal life. But, well, let's see what the Ten of Swords was. Something to do with something that they obtained or had or potential, or This is like a long-term, this is being uprooted from that Ten of Pentacles. So what is that Ten of Swords? Look at that, Two of Pentacles. This person's having to juggle and prioritize, come up with a new idea or plan, or future. This is like going in a new direction here in the future. This could involve, for this person, it could involve a move or traveling, a distance. You have a vehicle and a globe here. So this could involve big things, okay? I think this person's making some heavy, significant decisions here in their life, and maybe that's why they're wanting to have this conversation here with you. They could be wanting to bounce ideas off of you. I don't know this, well, I can tell you by looking at your energy. I mean, you're in a place to where you feel pretty in control of yourself, so, or where you are, whatever's going on here. So I do feel like, I mean, maybe that's why this person's in this place. That Three of Cups is, it doesn't get the recognition it deserves, I'll tell you that. Everybody sees the Two of Cups and they're like, oh, it's a relationship. Well, I mean, that's just a soul contract, or that's just a contract you have with someone, right? And trust that's built. You know, I trust you, you trust me. But the Three of Cups, that's where not only do you have trust with someone else, you have a friendship with that person. You can tell that person things. You can communicate what's going on in your life. You can open up to them. You can have that emotional connection, and it flows back and forth, and it's happy, it's sad, it's, you know, it goes through all these emotions, but you're still connected. You trust each other. It's a friendship. And it's in reverse. And I think that this person, you have the 10 and the 2, the 10 and the 2. This person's at some kind of ending, significantly ending in their life. Something that is either a long-term potential, something that they saw as very valuable is coming to a close. And the Ten of Swords can represent like unexpected ending, a brutal ending, a rough ending. But the Two of Wands is here, so this person's trying to plan something for the future. And they're going back and forth. And while doing this, they're thinking about you in this way of the Three of Cups. So to me, that just looks like bouncing ideas off of someone, right? Tell me what this person's feeling in their heart space, in their emotions for pile 2. What are they feeling for pile 2? Seven of Swords. Okay. Tell me more about this. The Seven of Wands. The number synchronicities on your person's side are crazy. And the 10, there's something coming to a close here in this person's life. Something. This person just may be trying to get, they're trying to get all their ducks in a row, trying to prioritize themselves in some way. You're coming to mind with this. Now, this Seven of Swords is kind of, I don't like, to be honest. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It always gets, like, it gets a rep of a bad card too, but, or, you know, whatever, but I don't always necessarily see it like that. It's just somebody that is trying to avoid certain things, so they go a deceptive route. And I think that's what we're seeing here as far as your person's energy and that Seven of Wands, that 10 of Wands in reverse. This is like somebody wanting to kind of unload on you or take some weight off here or something. But they're trying to avoid having some sort of conversation. They don't want to have that conversation. They don't want to have that conversation. That's what this is about. What did they do here? Something happened with this person. Something came to an end or a close or something. Something's here, and this person, this is what this is. This is like wanting to communicate or talk to somebody, but you know you're going to have to go through their speech, and you're definitely in that energy to give someone a speech. And they're like, I do not want to have to tell or listen to pile 2 and tell me about anything where it's going to make me feel like I have to defend myself here. Like I told you so, you know, kind of energy. Or there's been some sort of third party situation going on here when it comes to you and your person. You would definitely know about this by now. And your person's trying to avoid having to talk about that or that coming up in any kind of way, which isn't fair. But, and you don't, I have no doubts that you will not hold your, that you won't hold your person accountable for that. So I'm not even going to try to go there with y'all. You're definitely going to hold this person accountable for whatever, for sure. And they're in a defensive energy. That's why they're in this strategic energy, because they kind of want to avoid that, but they also kind of want to talk to you at the same time. So they're stuck in between a rock and a hard place. And I feel like this 10 of Wands in reverse and their emotions, you know, they really want to unload here. Why is that 10 of Wands in the reverse? The King of Wands. Yeah, this is someone that's looking for a sense of relief. Being relieved. But they don't want to go through what they have to go through in order to get that way, you know? It's like painting. You don't want to have to tape and bed everything, but you know if you don't do it, it's not going to come out right. This is like someone that's trying to avoid doing that. You know, getting into the details of things. Because they don't want to have to be defensive, and they already are in a defensive energy. Judgment. That's what it is. Scorpio energy here. This person they're afraid of your judgment here on them. They're afraid they're going to have to defend choices that they made and everything else, and they don't want to have to do that. This is someone's pride here that would be on the line if they were to have this conversation here with you about their priorities and moving into a new direction over this ending that they're experiencing. Okay, so what are their actions here? See, they're not so much focused in on how they feel about you and what's going on between the two of you and all that kind of stuff. This is someone that's simply in a place to where they're trying to get what their needs met with avoiding responsibilities of certain things or avoiding any kind of like having to defend anything. Tell me about what are the actions of this person for pile 2? What are pile 2's person's actions towards pile 2 at this time? High Priestess in reverse. You have that too. You have some similar energies here, but not very much. As far as you recognizing this person, you do. But there's not a lot of the same. You're in a different wavelength. Like you're in a different frequency, I feel like. This High Priestess here in reverse, Pisces energy. What is this person's action? They're going to reveal some things to you. I feel like they kind of have to. I don't know why that is, but because this is about planning. They're already planning. And it's funny too, because this is in their emotions. So they don't want, this is going to hurt. Like they don't want this to hurt them. This is someone that is definitely trying to protect their ego, and they're also trying to protect just their emotions. But which does tell me this person does care about you, because they care about what you think. They care about your opinion. They care about your judgment. What are your person's actions towards you? The Knight of Swords. So they are taking action towards you, but again, this is someone that they're ready to run when they I mean, their motorcycle is sitting there and running, and they're ready to just run to it with whatever comes out. They're prepared for, you know, however you're going to respond to them. Nine of Swords, but they are worried. They are very worried. Why are they so worried? What is going on here? What is this Knight of Swords? Wait, What is the High Priestess? Why not I ask that? What is the High Priestess here in reverse with this person's actions? I'm going to be honest. I don't like this right here. Okay. These cards lining up. 3 of Cups, 7 of Swords, High Priestess. These are all very sneaky energies. These are this is a third-party interference that's here. That doesn't mean that it has to be a person. I know we say that all the time, and it's so annoying to hear it. But for some of you, your mind, will go straight to another person. This could just simply be another thing. It could be whatever's being uprooted here. This could represent a job, a home, career, something stable, or some sort of security, right? That's being uprooted here. Okay, so keep that in mind. Could be a long-term relationship. That's only if you know they're in one. Could be family too, or friends. But that 3 of Cups in reverse is just an outside interference. The 7 of Swords is being deceptive around that, or the reasoning for that, or whatever that is. And the High Priestess is something coming out into the open. And I pulled... Y'all know I got to look at that. I can't just leave that after I said something coming out into the open. And I pulled the Knight of Pentacles for that, which means slowly, this is someone that would feel you out and then slowly kind of start to express a little more and a little more. And then I pulled this. 8 of Wands, communication. 4 of Cups, King of Pentacles in reverse. Seven of Cups in the reverse, Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Wands in reverse. I do feel like that this is someone that did something. They want to communicate this to you and just be done with it. Okay, that's the thing I don't like, and why I took a big deep breath. I feel like this person, there's something to do with them kind of being complacent for whatever reason, or not being involved here with you, or not paying attention, to the situation here with you in some kind of way, or it's just kind of, yeah. And this Knight of Pentacles in the reverse is someone that was dishonest, not loyal, not respectful. This is someone that's kind of expressing this. That 7 of Cups in reverse, they're trying to clear up confusion about their disrespect, or about them not being committed, or about something to do with this, okay? They're trying to just quickly clear up some confusion. They are going to come in a very, charming way, trying to charm this situation, because they're wanting to move out of this energy as quickly as possible. They don't want to talk about this that much, okay? Again, that's what this is. That's what this is here. They're determined to just kind of say something about it, but not dwell on it, okay? They're going to do their best with trying to just kind of skim past whatever's happened here. And if they can't, this is someone that's just going to, just take off then. Because they don't want to have to talk about whatever. Okay, so why is that 9 of Swords there? What is that 9 of Swords about? They are worried about this. They are also worried about, this to me, the Hierophant in reverse can be worried about, the wrath of God. It's it's kind of a weird, well, it's not really a weird way to look at it. It's the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is your morals and values and everything that you believe in and everything like that. In reverse, it's well, on the other side of that, if you go against your morals or values or whatever, then there's the wrath of God, they say, on the other side of that, with that 9 of Swords. So that's telling me that this person knows good and darn well that they've done something, said something, acted in a certain way or whatever that was not aligned with what's right. That's what that's telling me. Taurus energy's there. And they are really worried about, well, what's the whole point? Why does this person come in towards you anyway? What do they want here from you? Well, they want to unload on you in some way. Be careful of this right here with this King of Wands showing up. This could be somebody that is escaping has an escape syndrome. I don't know if that's the thing, but that's what it sounds like. Someone that just kind of escapes when they start feeling the weight of the world on their shoulders. They just want to, dip into that more lustfulness kind of feeling. Tell me, what is this person with this 10 of Wands in reverse? What are they running from here? What is this? It's like you make them feel better. Yeah. Oh my God, that is so crazy. That is exactly what I'm feeling. It's the Queen of Cups and the Devil. Guess what this goes back to? Your energy and your inability to see sometimes how you overgive of yourself emotionally. The Queen of Cups is someone that can, she is very compassionate. She's very loyal to the people that she loves and cares about. And she's very empathetic. Okay? And when you're in that energy so much so, and this is what I was talking about here, where it can deplete you like the Devil here. And this is someone that may be somewhat codependent or reliant on that energy that you gave to this person. And they may be in a position in their life where they're going through some kind of painful ending or separation or something here, where they feel like they need you. They need this kind of energy. You are that person. You're that person that will understand. You're that person that will love them no matter what. You will have compassion for them no matter what. You are that person for them. And this is what they need from you. This is what they need. This is them dumping on you. With the Devil in reverse. They have this emotional attachment to you. They do. And Capricorn, did I say Capricorn and Cancer? I don't remember. And they're in this energy still. So, yeah, this person that may be coming towards you, know that they are in this energy. They are in this Devil and the Queen of Cups. This is someone that needs your love, okay? They feel like they need the love that you give. Nobody else is going to give it to them the way that you give the love to them. And that's why they're so in this defensive energy and their emotions, right smack in the middle of their reading. Because they have this emotional attachment to you and they need that energy from you, but they also know that there's some hard love here. And because they're emotionally connected to you and attached to you, they know that what you say or what you do or how you react to them could hurt them. And so, again, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, right? Because on one end, they're kind of in a way of needing that nurturing energy from you. But on the other end, they know in order to have that, or if that's even a possibility, they may have to go through the conflict that got stirred up here from this person. Now, for some of you, this person's not being honest, and they don't plan on it. They don't plan on being completely honest to you. Unfortunately, for this person, you are in this energy here, and your center is High Priestess. So you're going to pick up on this like that. So I kind of want to see what's going to happen here. This person, they're just kind of going to glide the surface of the water, not diving too far deep into whatever's happened here. And if you call them out on it, I think this person's planning on being strategic around that and not being completely open. But they may give you something because they know you need to hear something. Five of Cups in reverse. They just want to give you whatever, tell you whatever you need to hear, give you whatever you want, and then move on from it. They're going to try. They're going to try that. Know that, okay? Bottom of the deck is, yep, that Four of Wands. This person I feel like is coming in, guys. This is a reunion energy, Queen of Wands in reverse. They know exactly what kind of energy they're coming in towards. This is someone that knows that you're frustrated or mad or upset with them. They know that you're not in the same energy. But they're going to try. They're still coming in to try to get it from you. This is going to resonate for everybody different, because this person, whatever this Three of Cups and the Seven of Swords is that came out, that's going to be different for everybody. And there's some situations that you're going to feel like you can overcome. And maybe you've just been waiting for this person to actually, step up and communicate certain things to you. And then some of you are going to be like, nope, I draw the line here. This is it. That's done for me. That's it for me. And everybody's going to have different feeling about it. Okay. So we're going to get some connecting energies now to see what is going to transpire here in the future. And I'm going to use the love oracles for y'all for that. I already saw I just saw reconciliation, which is that Four of Wands, and then the snake. So I'm telling you, I guess the grass wasn't greener on the other side. Look at that. The snake and this, and then travel with reconciliation here. This person, I feel like maybe traveling here, making a plan here to travel towards you. Singles there too. So this person may be single at this time. This person feels like maybe you may be single at this time. Okay. Well, that being said, let's give these some more shuffles real quick. Okay. I just saw mask and intuition. Boy, these right here are speaking to me. Tell me about what are the connecting energies going to shift to for pile 2 when it comes to each of their thoughts. What's going to be shifting here in their thoughts for pile 2, please? It's going to be shifting in the thoughts. We have wedding, so there's the union. So your thoughts around this connection, I feel like, are going to change. The union here, this is union card. Your thoughts around the union with this person are going to change. What about emotions? What's going to change? Fear. It turned over weird. Afraid, uneasy, suspicion, and scared. So your emotions are also going to shift between you and this person when it comes to being afraid. And you are in the moon energy here. Your person's a different type of fear that they're experiencing, right? You're in this place of being suspicious or unknown, and that's going to shift for you. Your person's afraid. I feel like this devil energy can be part of that as well, of course. But I feel like your person's just afraid of, I honestly feel like your person's afraid of what you can emotionally do to them. And I don't feel like you have any bad intentions or anything at all. I think you're just kind of focused on what you need. But because this emotional attachment that they feel, they know that you have that capability to hurt them. I mean, what are their actions? What's going to change here when it comes to pile 2 and the actions? What's going to change? What's going to shift or change when it comes to healing? So the bottom line here, as far as what's shifting, I think that there may be this coming together for some of you, and out of this union here, this coming together, you're going to have some sort of realization or understanding around that relationship and what it means. I think there are some fears that you're overcoming. There's some suspicions that you're overcoming, and nervousness that you're overcoming here in this. And I think the bottom line is that there will be some healing and some progress made, whether that's with this person or without this person. That is up to you guys. Y'all have free will. It's not telling me yes or no on either way. Completely up to y'all, and I told you the reasons why that is. Everybody's going to be going through different experiences here. We also have social media at the bottom, spying, online dating, reminiscing, and networking. I do feel like for some of you, this may have been something that was here as far as the two of you kind of spying on each other. There's been some spying here that's going on. Kind of thinking about it, reminiscing here. I think that this person may be trying to figure out if you're in a commitment for some of you. Maybe you're both doing that. Maybe this was a relationship that started online for some of you. This is supposed to represent what's shifting, though. So I feel like for some of you, this is what's going to happen. I think there's one of you that's going to be maybe kind of dating or doing some online dating, or kind of just reminiscing, or it's just kind of networking, or being in more of a social energy, right? Which can involve just dating. And then others of you, you may be in a relationship. Signs and synchronicities and travel. So take it how it resonates. I'm feeling all different kinds of energies here. That's a card of boundaries. Distance, far apart, and getaway. Okay, so let's see what you would say to each other. I went a little further, a little longer in y'all's reading. There was a lot to cover. This is how a runner and indecisive. Okay, so what would you say to this person? What would you say to this person if you could say anything? Pile 2, what would you say to this person if you could say anything? What would you say to them? Irreplaceable. The way you love can never be matched. And escape. I left when things got hard. So I feel like this is how you feel about this person. And this is the way that it comes out when I'm asking about you. I feel like you feel like you weren't being valued here with this person. But I also feel like that you think that this person maybe have used you as an escape, but they kind of left when things got hard. That's probably why you feel that way. We have self-love and overwhelmed. I'm still trying to heal, which you are. You're in that process. You're doing a great job. And then overwhelmed. The stress from this is draining me. So you may go back and forth between when you feel like it's draining you. You need to stop thinking, reminiscing about this relationship, and focus on yourself. And you're keeping a pretty balanced scale with that. You know, you're training yourself how to, remember, we talked about emotional detachment. So you're trying to train yourself how to do that. Take care of yourself. Soul tie. I always feel connected to you. So I'm not saying you don't care and love this person. I feel like you definitely do, or did. I feel like that you feel connected to this person. You feel this soul connection to this person. You do feel like this is something maybe perhaps you're never going to experience again, or you just feel like that, you know, it is in its own way irreplaceable and some good parts, you know, of that. But it's also very overwhelming. And it's also very draining. And it's also not giving to you in the way that you need or deserve. Give me one more for what pile 2 would say to their person, please. Ego. I let my pride get in the way of our connection. So for some of you, this has to do with more so your pride when it comes to not wanting to be abandoned in a situation, which I know that sounds kind of harsh, but it's almost like, you know when we get rejected from anything, how that just takes a huge blow to our ego. Imagine being in a space to where if you do get rejected, yeah, it might hurt, initially, but you don't let it affect your self-worth and value. And I think that's where you're getting to, and it's very strong, and it's very making you feel very stable in who you are. Okay, let's take a look at this person's. You definitely still feel for this person. They're coming up for you as a King of Wands energy, which means that you're very attracted to this person's energy. They're also showing themselves as the King of Wands. So this is someone that knows they're attractive if they are. This is someone that definitely plays off of that. So, okay. What are this person's thoughts? What do they want? What would they say to, thank you. I couldn't get any of that out. Mistakes. This person's thinking about, I wish I could right my wrongs. Neglected. I failed to give you what you need. See? Told you. What would this person say? At least they have this on their recognition. Dishonesty. By lying, I ripped us apart. Detachment. I had to let go so that I could clear my mind. So this really could have been someone that you felt like was kind of starting to abandon you, you know. Sabotage. I mess up the good things in my life. They could be experiencing that or going through that right now with that Ten of Swords. And mend. I want to fix our connection. Bottom of the deck says missed opportunity. So I didn't act when I should have. This person, and they may be afraid of that now, but they were in a place to where they did not, they did not act. They may be kind of waking up to this. They didn't act when they have the chance. This could be what exactly this person is, like, you know how you're learning about equal give and take, and how that's affected you in your ways and who you are. This person could actually be learning about waking up to their own understanding when it comes to missed opportunities. You know, not making the best out of the opportunities that they receive, and how perhaps they may sabotage in their life, why they do that. Kind of connecting the dots there. It could be focused on this person's self-worth or value, which is also, you know, part of it for you as well. If you overgive of yourself, sometimes we're just, because we give you so much, we expect you to give it to us, and when you don't, it hurts us, hurts our self-worth and value. This person, that's what it always boils down to, you know, and this person's experiencing that just in a different way. There is shame and possibly even embarrassment here. For this person's energy. That's why they're so guarded coming towards you, you know. But what they're ultimately, I feel like, learning here is acting when they should act, when they get those opportunities, and prioritizing them, and prioritizing the decisions that they make. Okay. Well, these aren't supposed to be in there. Where'd they come from? I guess I accidentally picked them up when I picked up this deck from here. That's kind of crazy. Support. I saw that twice. Support. So you may have been someone that really supported this person. What would this person say? I'm going to get a few of these out and then we'll turn them over. Look, one is still, two of them are still in there. I guess they're meant to come out. I'm going to keep them. We'll see which ones they are. Okay, let's see what we got. So those two cards that weren't supposed to be in this deck that came out are the Twin Flame Audi Oracles. So let's see what they are. Let's see what they say. We have solar eclipse, unexpected major changes. I think this is like, this to me is like the Phoenix rising, right? This is like Scorpio energy, transformation taking place with the solar eclipse. And then the final dance, last chance, all or nothing, not playing games. So this is someone that may be kind of understanding or realizing that you are not playing games anymore. You're not, it's like all or nothing, or this is like their final dance, or this may have been the final dance here. This right here is something I should have said, came up, them dancing. And this devil right here is holding his hand out like he's wanting a dance. So this may have been your last time to dance with this devil. You know what I mean? This may be what's happening here in this dynamic with this person. And either they're meant to change their ways and not be the devil here, you know, or you are not going to participate in this as the final dance, right? I need to focus on my healing. Yep. Okay. Let's see what else. I want to feel that way again. Yep, that's that energy there. I'm waiting for an apology. I fantasize about you. I'm grateful for this spiritual lesson. I have too much to lose, vulnerability, and longing. Someone is secretly learning from you. Someone is secretly yearning for you, and you can be completely open with this person, and leaving you hurt me too. Okay. Let's get some advice. So, and then we'll get some initials to close. These are long readings. Long readings. These are I'm doing them the same way that I do these as personal readings. I'm doing them that same way. They're an hour long. This is all the same energy. If you've ever gotten any of the you and thems from me, you know that most of the time they run over a little bit. It's just, I'm talking as fast as I can. I'm trying to bring everything that's coming. So that's why I wanted to put that special out, so that y'all have an opportunity to perhaps do just 30 minutes and it doesn't take the whole 60 minutes. It's a little cheaper too. It's only $60 versus $85. So, okay. What advice do you have for pile 2? Building dreams. Number 4, I told you. The foundation that you build today is part of a bigger picture. Keep believing and stay positive. Big things are headed your way. For those of you that are not planning on, getting involved with this person again, if that's your choice, I did see New Love a while ago, and I stopped for a second, but I did take it out. And so I do feel like for some of you, you may have that opportunity come in, especially if you're in the energy that you're in. You're in like a very prominent energy to have, to attract, what's right, what's good for you. Okay, so let's see about your person. What is your person's advice? Distant future. Okay, they have number 59. Even if you can't immediately see the evidence of your desires manifesting, remember that other people's free will choices are involved. So this person, I feel like, see that tower there in the background? I feel like this person is just, like, this is something I feel like they're really needing to know or understand, to be honest, but that they're not going to always immediately see the evidence of their manifestation. That's something that sometimes it has to play out the way that it's supposed to play out, just to stay committed and devoted. And there's going to be some challenges and difficulties that you're going to have to go through there. I think this is something this person's kind of needing to go work through and understand. And they may be more in a manipulative or deceptive energy to try to get their way. This could be something that this person was raised to believe, is that nothing ever comes to you free and you have to manipulate, you have to be strategic, you have to be deceptive in order to get what you want out of life. And they may be still kind of running off of that belief. So they have limited beliefs around what they're capable of and what they're able to manifest. So if things start not happening for them in the way that they intended or wanted, they could be jumping to something else and then causing a lot of karma for themselves. So what is the bottom of the deck overall energy for advice for this connection? We have, wow, spiritual warfare. Number 31. Remember that you have all you need to stand strong in this life and have victory over the battlefields of your mind, heart, and soul. If this is a divine connection, this is always that tug of war between your shadow and your light. This is a connection that really, really, really is intended to bring out those shadow parts of yourself. Lay them out on the table so you can really take a good look at them and say, why is that here and where does that come from? It's for you to become more self-aware, not to get rid of your shadows completely. It's for you to come acknowledge them, to come more online and aware to them, so you know why they are that way and you no longer repeat those same cycles. You may from time to time, but at least you're aware they're there and you can stop yourself. You have that connection of knowing why that happens, why you're that way. And you have the opportunity to correct it by repetitively reminding yourself that that's not like for you. Don't overgive. Don't overgive of yourself. It's not, and this is a harsh reality, a hard truth, but it's not anyone else's responsibility to give back to you the same way that you give to them. If they're not giving back to you in the way that you're giving, set some boundaries. Because then, whose fault is it if you continue to give and give and give to someone that doesn't deserve it because it's not balanced, it's not equal? This is a hard lesson. This is something that you're learning, but you're aware. So you may not always fall into that. You may tend to overgive still sometimes, but you are aware, so you can correct it. That's that spiritual warfare. Okay, especially with this person, because they do play on your heartstrings quite a bit. One more card, and then we'll get some initials to close. Okay. I hope these are helpful. They're meant to be helpful, not hurtful, so always keep that in mind. I'm not making you listen to this. You're in control of that. So, what advice do you have for pile 2 overall to leave them with? I already saw this once, so I'm not surprised. It's number 15, which is the devil. Increase your knowledge. Education brings opportunities. Take a course, pick up a book, find a mentor to teach you what your soul longs to know. So, that can resonate for both of you different ways. But I feel like you learning something new or increasing your knowledge about something could actually bring in some more opportunities for you. And you may be in that place now already, to where you're already in a place to where you're learning and growing, or you're taking a course, or you're just, filling your mind full of things that you know are going to be helpful and useful for you moving forward. This is what your person's also needing to be in. Okay, let's get some initials and we'll close. So if you're interested in any of these readings, whether it's the longer one or the shorter version, I'm going to put out in my community page all the information you need to know about that. Just send me an email, crystalrosereading@gmail.com. It will be down below as well. And I'll put you on the schedule. It's okay to make mistakes. And then the footprints. Just keep moving forward. Just keep moving in what's best. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay that we end up in certain positions. It's about how you react. It's about what you do from there. That's where it's important. Okay. B, P, S, L, N, F, Q, L. There are 3 L's on the bowl. Somebody's really needing that confirmation. H, W, or M, and then you have EX. So X is right there. So some of y'all, this may be your X. Okay. So thanks so much, guys, for being here. Thanks for all your love and support and kindness. I really hope this helps. Definitely good luck to you guys with this, and I hope to see you soon. Hey, pile 3. So pile 3, I have tried to start your reading several different times. The first time I tried, my dog started barking. The second time, I started reading what I was going to read from a portion of the book, and I got choked up, and I had to stop. And then this last time I tried to read, I was right in the middle of it, and my phone went off. And I realized I didn't have it on silent. I don't know what that's about, okay? But you may, in this connection here, you may be feeling as if every time you get started, something happens. Or there may have been a lot of false starts here, or this could just be you in general. You could be in a place to where you feel like every time something kind of gets going, then something happens. Maybe something unexpected, something that you can't prevent. There's something to do with that. Okay, so I'm going to read this try to again, read this little small part here of the book. It says, when we open our heart to a collective life of this world, we may never see from the same vantage point again. Being consistently aware of our beautiful earth and the importance of its vitality and well-being can appear to us in many ways. Through the choices we make, the connections we forge, my ears just started ringing when it said that, and the actions that we take in this world. So this, I feel like, has a lot to do with, being responsible for what you create. We'll see how that plays into this. And then also, being responsible for the beauty of something that you create and recognizing the beauty in something, something that you have or something that's been given. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. Sacred Vow. Of course, this can also be that someone is making a sacred vow to you, so let's keep that in mind. Okay, so y'all, this is a brand new deck. It's the first time I'm using it on YouTube. I'm excited about that. You have the Eight of Cups and the Star. That can be emotionally detaching from an idea of something so that you can move forward and heal, move forward and reach your goals, or reach something that you're making space, or you're making room for that idea of to dream. Dream about something else, dream about something for yourself, dream about a relationship, manifesting something. I think it has more so to do with healing. So I feel like for you guys, which I'm already channeling and I haven't, let me try to get some of the cards out before I just keep going. Otherwise, this will be terribly long. So I do these for personal readings, and that's my whole point in this. If you want information about that, you can go check it out on the intro. I talk about it. Also, I'm going to put something on my community page, but I'm going to try to shorten this down to 30 minutes as well, so you'll have 2 options with it. Okay. The 60-minute one's kind of pricey. It's $85. And so I just wanted to give y'all another option. And then sometimes, we have a hard time sitting and watching a 60-minute video and taking all that in. So, okay. Okay, sorry guys. I had to do something real quick. Okay, sorry about the pause. I tried to cut that out, but then it's just kind of like, it doesn't matter. Y'all know I have to pause sometimes. I've got 3 kids and a lot going on in my house. Okay, so see, the dog's already barking. So pile 3. Pile 3. What are pile 3's current thoughts at this time? What are pile 3's current thoughts at this time? It's the 2 of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Knight of Pentacles is here. 2 of Pentacles in the reverse and the Knight of Pentacles. You're indecisive here about moving forward with something, but you still have this sense of determination about you when it comes to this relationship or this person. You're thinking about that. You're indecisive here, and you're thinking about the 5 of Pentacles. You're moving through a... I just looked over and, oh my gosh, that scared me to death. My dog, Marley, is just sitting in the window staring at me. And it just scared me to death. There's a lot of pentacles here. Okay. So I do feel, along with this like Mother Nature kind of energy that's over here with the card you chose, with the Sacred Vow, there's this sense of connecting yourself, grounding yourself. And I think that you're trying to ground yourself in this particular commitment that you're making. There's some sort of indecisiveness behind a commitment here as well. And what you're committing to, or what you want to do in a situation. That's what I feel like with this person. I think that there's a part of you that either misses this person with this 5 of Pentacles. You feel kind of abandoned. You may feel somewhat left out in the cold. If this person has done that to you, then that could be where some of that determination is. Determined to kind of move away from something, perhaps for some of you, or yeah, that's what's going back and forth here. Like in one part of you, I'm determined to kind of stick through this, being here in the 5 of Pentacles, being in this place of where you feel abandoned. I'm determined to kind of move and get through this, because there's pride in that. Like there's pridefulness in that. And then there's another side of you that also kind of is in a place to where slowly you're trying to work through basically this understanding that you miss this person. There's this back and forth with that emotionally. And you're just trying to make sense of that. You're trying to figure that out so that you can commit to whatever it is that you want to commit to. And at this point, I feel like you're still trying to figure that out. Slowly abandoned you. I feel like maybe you think this person kind of slowly abandoned you in some way. Some of you may even feel like this person kind of abandoned you in a place to where you were not, like you had a lot going on. Or this Two of Pentacles in reverse can be like when you're trying to prioritize certain things, but you're struggling, like you're struggling to juggle everything. So you may feel like this person kind of left you when you were in a place too, to where you were very imbalanced. What are what are pile threes? Thank you. Just shut me up. The Eight of Pentacles, just work. You may be saying that to yourself. I don't know why I feel that way, but I just said that and it made me feel like that's something you have to tell yourself, like, stop thinking about certain things and just kind of put your head down and work. You know, that's what the Eight of Pentacles is, and this is in your feelings. But honestly, I feel like you're not acknowledging the fact that you're really working through some kind of like intense emotions. I think this is like influencing you in a way to look at yourself differently. You know, this card here, it does talk about that shift in perspective. You know, you're seeing something at a different angle at this time. Emotionally, you're starting to it's like you're starting to venture off into a different place. I feel like that more prideful type of feeling is starting to kind of drift away. You know, at this point, it's just kind of blurry. You don't really see it in the same way. It's almost like you're going through the stages of grief, and you've just went through the stage of being mad. And you're moving more into, you know, acceptance. That's what we talked about here too. It's like you're understanding the beauty of something and being able to kind of trying to emotionally detach from the experience itself. Not that you're not acknowledging the experience or you're missing out or you're whatever it is, but you're just trying to detach from the experiences, consequences of that experience and how it all played out. You're trying to emotionally detach and make sense of it so that you can, you know, move into a different phase. I think you may have been stuck in this. I think you actually may have been stuck in being very mad or upset. That anger was significant. You know when anger is really significant when it comes to the stages of loss. What the emotional significance is when it comes to the loss that you experienced. The stages of anger, I feel like, do last a while. Oh, that's going to make me want to cry because I know what that feels like. Ugh. It's been a long time since that emotion hit me. It's like feeling that anger of when something is taken away from you that you really love and care about. And it's that feeling of not only being mad at that person, but you've been through where you're just mad at the reasoning for everything, you know? So you're not actually blaming the other person anymore or what has transpired. You're more so blaming, like you're angry that you had to experience it in the way that you did. Or that that's the route that you were given, if that makes sense. And I think that may have lasted for a while. But I think you're out of that now. But I think now you're just trying to, you may be really struggling right now too to stay focused in your feelings. Tell me about pile 3's feelings. How do they feel for their person? The 7 of Pentacles. Well, we just need that 6, right? The 9 of, oh, close. Close. The 9 of Wands. This is the hardest thing, I think, here for you, is this trying to be patient with yourself, or trying to be patient with the situation here with this person. There's this feeling here of just needing to be patient. Golly, that might be kind of an overall bigger lesson here for you, something that you're learning from this connection. This 9 of Wands is already what we are. I mean, y'all, y'all just made me cry. And that's the 9 of Wands. When it comes, we're talking about your emotions here. This is where your emotions sit. You know, your head, your heart, your actions. This is where your emotions sit. So that 9 of Wands is telling me this has been something that's been very, very difficult. You've been really fighting, you know, defending and fighting, going back and forth, like what we talked about. It's like going from being angry to just being sad. You know, it's just back and forth, back and forth. That 7 of Pentacles that's there, right smack dab in the middle of your spread, or it will be, with that 9 of Pentacles above it too, is telling me that you are on your way towards growing or building or investing in something, but it does require a significant amount of patience and diligence and dedication to yourself, and patience with yourself. And this is just where you are right now. There's just a lesson here about that. Not just with this connection, just in life in general, but that's what you're learning. You're learning through this connection, you know? We learn through others, we learn through love, we learn through loss. But you're learning about yourself. I think you're also kind of learning about what you're actually capable of, but I don't think you see that for what it is just quite yet. Because there's still this idea of feeling kind of weak or feeling kind of lost, but you're doing a good job at redirecting your focus. You're still invested into this relationship, with that 7 of Pentacles being in the middle of your spread too. When it just boils down to this relationship and not so much you, it's like you're still investing into this relationship here emotionally. That's definitely here. It just, you know, this is the wounded warrior here in the tarot, the 9 of Wands. It's just, you've just been wounded here. This guy, I don't know why. He looks like an actor to me, but I can't think of what the actor's name is. Y'all, can y'all put that in the comments if you know who that is that I'm thinking about? Okay, so what are the actions? What are pile 1's actions towards their person at this time? What are pile 1's actions towards their person? The 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is... Hold on, I gotta get some more. This is... Goodness. For actions, the Ten of Cups can be, you know, this could be family. So you may be just kind of focused on family or focused on something to do with family here at this time as far as your actions go. But this is also like a desire or wish. So it's like you're not letting go of anything here, of either what you want for yourself or what you want from this connection. It's like, and that depends on you guys, right? Y'all have free will, so that's y'all's choice which that is. But that Eight of Cups, there's that energy again. This is you. This is what I saw shuffling in the beginning, and this is what I started with. And I'm not surprised to see it in your actions, because I feel like you're patient with yourself, you're determined, and slowly but surely you are walking away here. For some of you, there may be something to do with walking away from family. I don't know what that means. Or a family. Or having a family. What does that mean? The Three of Wands, distancing yourself, or I don't know, I think this, this talks about making a commitment to yourself. And I feel like this is also like a dream too. Like a fantasy. Like, it's like you're still kind of holding on to this wish or this dream that you have, whatever that is for you guys, whatever that looks like. You may be still in the process of trying to figure that out, actually. But if it has to do with this connection, whatever you imagine with this connection, whatever you hope or wish for, as far as emotional fulfillment, how would it emotionally fulfill you? Whether that's, walking away from this altogether, whether that's still having this idea of something working out, whether that's just being focused on the parts that are emotionally fulfilling in some way, figuring out what that looks like. But you still, like, you're giving yourself patience and time for that to play out or actually happen. This is waiting for your ships to come in here. And that Eight of Cups is whatever you've been kind of throwing back and forth in your head about this and feeling this abandonment, or this Five of Pentacles, where you feel kind of left out, or you're lonely, or like you're missing this person. I think you're starting to emotionally kind of detach from that in your actions. Yeah, the six, look, there's the Six of Pentacles. This is giving, generously, like giving. So for some of you, I feel like you're walking away from whatever's transpired in this negative energy from this connection. And I think you're walking into giving yourself more. Like, this doesn't have to do just with this connection. The reason I've stopped here and kind of switched the energy a little bit, because there's free will here. So some of y'all may not be fully in this stage, and this is up to you guys what this Ten of Cups is for you. I don't know what that is for you. I don't know what that ship looks like that you're wanting to come in. I don't know what's on that ship. I don't ask any questions. It's just whatever that is that's coming towards you. That's y'all's deal, All I can say is, emotionally, you're finally kind of putting something to rest and opening yourself up to being giving, being open, like this talks about. You're committing to that energy in this connection, or in whatever you want from this connection moving forward. Okay? You have a good mindset here, despite where you may feel at this time. If you're not there yet, you do have a good mindset here. There's practicability that's here. There's practicability that's here. And I don't know why that's important, but it's like practical way of thinking about things. So you're not, even though this is about expectations, you're not expecting anything crazy here. Even though you have the Ten of Cups, you're allowing yourself to dream big. but you're also having a sense of realistic energy, you know, practicality. You know where your boundaries are emotionally and you're not like trying to create some kind of crazy fantasy out of this. You're trying to find that middle ground, that balance where you can still have that emotional security or support or understanding, but not thinking about it in any kind of crazy way, you know? You found your emotional comfort zone here in your actions, enough to where you can either give to others or give to this situation here. Okay, we're landing on, and I should have called it because this is the energy that I was feeling and I don't know why I didn't. Well, this is just the cutest card ever, right? That Four of Cups is there's your overall energy. Oh, and that's awesome too. Look, I love new cards. I intuitively starts just to pick it up on all these things, and it's different. And every artist has a different energy to them. You know, I think it's kind of neat. Anyway, you're in this like process here, and it's interesting because on the Four of Cups on this card, all four cups are down here. There's not one being handed by Spirit. So you're not even in a place to where you're manifesting. You're not even in a place to where you're manifesting. You need to, you know, if you could get control of and balance your emotional self and balance yourself out, you could be pretty strong, like pretty powerful when it comes to manifestation. Anyway, side message. I had to say that because it kept trying to come through, and the third time I'm like, fine, I'll say it. Also, his boots are look really muddy to me, and it's making me feel like you may have to like go through some dirt here, you know, go through some stuff to get what it is that you need. So these Four Cups that are down here, they're on the ground and they're down here because you are literally you're including new opportunities as well as you're still focused in looking at what has transpired up until this point with you, you know? And you're not, feel like for some of y'all haven't let this connection go altogether. I think that what you've done is kind of placed it in front of you as well as more of a long-term thing. So it's kind of like saying, well, maybe something's not going to happen now, but it could happen somewhere down the road. You know, it's like you haven't fully let go of that dream. And that's not for everybody, but that is definitely something that I'm seeing here. Like I said, it depends on you, but that's the Four of Cups in this card. And then you have a Page of Swords and the Six of Cups. So there could be some kind of message or truth or conversation here, but this is, I don't know why this makes me want to cry, but I could. The Six of Cups here. The Six of Cups is a reunion. It's a reunion of like a old friend, like somebody that you know really well, or you've experienced some stuff together, you know, like somebody you really connect with, someone that feels like home. And let's say you haven't seen that person in a long time, and then you see that person, you know how you like automatically you can just get right back to that feeling of feeling at home or at peace with that person. It's like the most best feeling ever, right? It's like, well, I can describe it as me and my friend. That's the way I feel about me and my friend Megan. We've known each other for almost 27 years. We've been friends. So, so yeah, it's like that. We just know each other when we were little too, you know, and it's like this here. When you know someone when they were small, like you've seen most of their experience in life and how they've grown and changed. There's so many things that you don't have to explain to that person. There's so many things they just know you, you know, they just know you. And that is priceless. And to still be connected to somebody that, and you still have that feeling with them, is priceless. It's a priceless feeling in the world. And yeah, this is what I'm feeling here. So there may be some kind of conversation or something like that that's here. Okay. All right, guys, let's get started on your person's energy, okay? And this is the Whispers of Time Tarot. All right. You're in a very nostalgic energy, by the way. At this time, I guess maybe either when I'm tapping into you or just at this time, you're interested in like a nostalgic kind of feeling or energy. So that takes a minute to get out of. God, I'd love to shuffle this deck better, but it is like very hard cardstock. Okay. So be thinking about your person, bring them to the forefront of your mind. I just saw a panda's face in my head. I don't know what that means, but tell me about Pile 3's person. What are Pile 3's person's current thoughts? Pile 3's person's current thoughts. Oh, 3 of Swords. So y'all are hurting. Both of you are hurting because that's the 5 of Pentacles and the 3 of Swords. So that's not, there's a similar energies. It's just this one feels a lot fresher. You have the Magician in the reverse. I don't think this has just happened to do with you. I feel like that this is just, this person I feel like is thinking about just being hurt, you know, just in general. Like the pain that they've experienced. But they are feeling separated from you, you know. This is also a form of abandonment, you know. This is feeling betrayed or hurt or like separated from someone. But this is like more in so the beginning stages of grief. So maybe this person is just realizing how much this has hurt them. If why is that Magician in reverse? The Emperor in reverse. So these are two really in control, really manifesting, really like using all your tools and everything that you have, like really being in that place of power. In reverse, this is someone that feels incredibly powerless when it comes to this pain or this betrayal or separation or whatever this is. This is someone that feels as if they don't have any ounce of control in this situation. You have Aries and Gemini energies there. Look at that, 5 of Pentacles. So y'all have that in the same spot. You're both feeling this. I would go as far as to say that's pretty close to what I described here on your side, to be honest with you, but I do feel like this person may be having some realizations at this time as well. And I think it has a lot to do with this 3 of Swords. Feeling sad. Hold on, I got to get one more for this. 8 of Cups. Y'all are something, like y'all both are walking away here of something emotionally. I feel like that this person feels like that they don't have any control in the fact that perhaps if you've walked away, or if this person even walked away, really, they feel like that they didn't have any control in that. Like that's something that they had to do. This is someone that feels like whatever it was that they actually wanted did not unfold in the way that they wanted it to. Like that this is not what this person wanted from this. But they feel like that there's nothing that they can really do about it. Tell me what pile 3's person is feeling in their thoughts. The Page of Cups. I said thoughts, didn't I? We're going to keep it though. Page of Cups. What are they feeling? What's in their feelings for pile 3's? What is pile 3's person's feelings for pile 3 at this time? What's in their emotions? Look at that. Empress in reverse. So this is someone that felt you in as a divine counterpart. They see you in that way. But both are in reverse here. So this can be feeling like when you need someone, like you feel like at a loss. I also feel like this is dead smack in the middle of your reading here. So I feel like this person feels as if I just heard I need you, but I can't have you. And it's a line in a movie. There's more to it than that, but I can't access the other part of it. It's just that's the only line I can hear. Feelings. Yeah, the 9 of Cups in reverse. Person's very unhappy with how things are. This person's very unhappy with the situation here with you. But I also feel like there's something to do with not feeling like this is something that is... These energies are difficult. There's like, this person's like, oh, look at that. It's the 8 of Pentacles. So you have the Emperor here in reverse with the 8 of Cups, and you have the Empress here with the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. This person feels like there's an unwillingness to put effort or work into, like, this is someone that feels in their emotions that you're not willing to put effort or work in this connection. They feel as if there's no progress here. It's not making any kind of progress here. The High Priestess is there. Yeah, this person has like this inner knowing that, I don't know, I feel like this person just has this inner knowing that this is just not getting anywhere. Like it's not going to go anywhere. Like there's no growth to this. It's not, even though they may need you and they may want you, they feel like that, like everything has just came to a halt, that there's no effort being put into this any longer. There's this feeling of feeling lost or abandoned here. And there's also, though, this feeling here of being like open. So it's just hard to describe. I just saw bruises in my head. Like, I just saw, I don't know, was it a back or something? Like being bruised. You know, there's something here that is just like it's undoable in some kind of way. Also, you have a page to an Empress here, so there may be something to do with an age gap, or a maturity difference or life experience difference, or there's something that's there, like you're in different areas in your life, or you just want different kind of things. This is someone I feel like that feels as if there was an unwillingness to put in effort or work into this. Like there was a certain phase or stage this person I feel like wanted to get to or to reach that never was obtainable, if that makes sense. And I don't know what the reason is for that. It could have to do with some kind of like the bruises, like the whatever has been done here has happened with this Three of Swords. Okay, so y'all know what that is. And that can be on their part or yours. You know, it doesn't matter. It's just the relationship itself has bruises, and some of them are really big, nasty bruises that you can't unsee, you know. What are the actions? Tell me about pile 3's person's actions. Libra, Aquarius, what? No, not Aquarius, but could be because I said it twice. The Aries energy, you have Gemini, some Virgo, Libra, Taurus, and Pisces. What is in this person's actions? What are this person's actions? What are this person's actions towards pile 3 in the connection? Justice in reverse. Libra. A 4 cups. So you're both in that energy. This person doesn't see anything in the future here at this time because they're in a, not because they don't want it, it's because they're in a place to where there's just kind of settling for what is or what has been. With that Justice in reverse. This is like feeling like you're just, things are just never going to be exactly right again, you know, or it will never, yeah, it's just, this person I feel like in some way has just kind of let this go, like it just wasn't meant to be, or it's just not going to come together, you know. There's a feeling of giving up here. This could be like by not putting in any kind of effort here, then maybe you had to walk away from this, you know, is how this person's seeing that, or what they have done. Okay, anyway, what are the actions here? What are actions? There's no action so far. Queen of Cups in reverse. There's no action here at all. This person's just keeping to themselves. They're in this Three of Cups. I don't feel like this person's like looking at anything new, if that's something that you're wondering, because that cup is above their head and they're looking down. So they're not even, like they can't even see it. It's not even in their line of vision here. They could be thinking about it though. They could be thinking about just love in general, to be honest with you. And looking at what they've experienced so far. This person could also be like really fixated or wondering about third party energy. But I don't know, I'm just being honest here, guys. This person just doesn't feel like justice, they're going to get some kind of justice here. Or they're going to, like, maybe they feel like that they deserve something here. You know, it's like feeling of accepting the fact that maybe you put yourself in a certain position, or you just knew something was going to happen, or I don't know, it's that feeling of that, you know, it's like, you know what, I put myself in that position. I knew it's my fault just as much that I'm sitting in this Three of Swords. You know, it's that kind of a feeling. And then that Queen of Cups in reverse, this is definitely someone that's not giving to anything. The Queen of Cups, when she's in reverse, it's that Cancer energy. So it's like, you know, well, I'm a Cancer, so we tend to like kind of revert back to ourselves. We go back in our shell. We hermit when we feel like someone's hurt us in any kind of way, or we just feel hurt, we tend to sink back into ourselves, or that hermit energy. The moon. So the moon can be falling into that place of isolation, or just feeling a little bit lonely or lost. Tell me about that moon. The Two of Wands. I do feel like that this person is trying to move forward. This just feels like an energy of, yeah, I really wanted something. I really wanted this, but it didn't work out because of X, Y, and Z. And maybe it just wasn't meant to be. I had this inner knowing that this wasn't going to turn out. I think this person really had this feeling anyways, that their expectations were not going to be met here. I don't know. This person just feels like they didn't feel like it was going to work out anyways to begin with. That didn't keep them from the connection, but they just have this feeling overall that, I don't know why that is. There's a reason for it though, and you may know what that is, but they just have this feeling like it's just not going to, it wasn't meant to work out. It's almost like feeling like you knew by getting into something or doing something that you were attaching yourself to some sort of negativity or negative karma to like play out eventually, come back around on you in some way. And this person's just accepting that as what this is. How are they feeling about you? I mean, there's love here. This person felt like you were a divine counterpart. So this is Seven of Cups. They're just emotionally confused, I think, about this whole situation. And the Fool. This person, they feel like a fool. This person's feeling like a fool. They feel like that they're just really, they feel like a clown. I mean, Aries energy's there, and Aquarius, there's that Aquarius energy. And the Devil. Capricorn. This person feels like they fell for thinking that they were, I'm just being honest, guys, okay? This person just feels like they were living in some kind of an illusion. They feel like they just fell for something. Some of y'all actually may resonate more with this side than the other. Anyway, I don't know, this... It feels like you know something this person doesn't know. That's what it feels like, because the way you feel about the connection and everything is so good. This person just feels like they're in a place of darkness. Like they don't know a lot of things, and they're emotionally confused about that, and they feel like they fell for something. They fell for the devil, This is like falling for temptation, falling for that negative karma to come back around. That Queen of Pentacles in reverse is someone that wasn't strong enough. So they feel the World. This person's kind of recognizing this to be like a big lesson. This is someone that's emotionally confused about the situation altogether and feeling like they fell for it. They fell for something that wasn't real or wasn't right. Ten of Wands. I mean, they're carrying this burden of they're taking responsibility for their part and the choices. Two of Swords. There you go. The choices. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse. This is it. This person felt like they just knew it wasn't going to work out anyways, but they still wanted to take that risk because they fell into the temptation of taking that risk to try. And they did, and they tried, and they ended up getting really hurt. It didn't work out. And And it's like, I knew this is the way that it was going to go. And yeah, it's just, this is just a big old lesson. Is there love here? Yes, there is. Ace of Cups. There is a lot of love here. The King of Wands in reverse. But this is someone that feels like they fell for something that wasn't... They weren't in control here. That's the thing. This person feels like they just let themselves go and do something that maybe they feel like they shouldn't have, because it ended in heartbreak. But we know that this person's in this stage of grief, so they're going through this. They're just kind of flowing through the energies, right? Their energy may shift. We'll see. That's what we're going to get into next. This Knight of Cups in reverse. This person may be trying to get their confidence here back. The Knight of Cups in reverse can be like when you feel like you fell for something. You fell for that. This person feels like maybe they got charmed into something, or whatever the case. Take it how it resonates, guys, okay? Like I said, the roles could be switched here, so... okay, let's see what the future energy holds. We're going to use the Love Oracles. See what's going to be shifting here. Y'all have very different ideas about the situation. I think your person's just in a different type of energy, because I think that there are things that you know or you feel that they still feel like is a mystery. This person doesn't really know. With that Seven of Cups, they don't really know what this was. They don't know, like, they're trying to make sense of it, but they're taking responsibility for it. And yeah, there's a lot of love here. This person, it's like being... yeah, I was totally in love with someone, you know, and I saw it in this way and that, but maybe it wasn't the way I should have seen it. Maybe that person wasn't who I thought they were. Maybe that situation wasn't what I thought, you know. And yeah, you know, this is like starting something in a toxic way, or starting something in, like, going against your, like, I knew I was going against my morals and values there, and I did it anyways, and of course it's going to end up like this, you know. Is there love here? Yes, it's right there, right in the Ace of Cups. But this person's in a place to where they're just, it's kind of like almost imagining the worst and kind of trying to accept that and just push forward. What's going to be shifting here in Pile 3's energy and their person and the connection when it comes to thoughts? What's going to be shifting in Pile 3's connections, thoughts? What's going to be shifting in the thoughts? Soulmate. Twin flame, soul contract, soul connection, and past lives. I feel like the way that you're thinking about each other is going to shift soon. And I kind of want to get a card for that. Yeah, I do. What time is it? Okay. I'm trying to keep these readings around 60 minutes, because that's what I do in a personal reading. I do the 60-minute version, and then I do the 30-minute version. Okay, so tell me about soulmate for shifting energies. What about that? What are they? The way they're thinking about the connection is changing. I like you. Someone likes you, romance is blooming, fun, flirting, and want to date. Tell me more. Okay. Oh, 2 cards came out. Look, self-indulge and date is here again. Meeting someone new, dating, getting back out there and plan or set a date. Oh boy. Okay. What's going to be changing here? I feel like for some of you, with self-indulge that's there, which is talking about focusing on yourself, self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, and self-appreciation, there may be someone new that's coming into both of your energies, okay? Honestly, that you may like, someone that you may already be there. I don't know. But there may be an energy here focusing on yourself where you meet someone new. This could be on your person's part, your part, or both of you. But I feel like someone else is coming into the scene here. Let's see if I can pull a card for that. What does that mean on pile 3's side? What does that mean for pile 3 on their side? The Knight of Swords. Oh, this may be your person, because it may make you want to take some kind of action there. And I just saw the Ten of Wands and the Two of Pentacles in reverse, which is on your side. So I don't know what action. It may make you want to take action towards this person. They have someone new. Or you may be meeting someone new that makes you want to take action. Give me one more card for that, dang it. Give me one more card for that. Look at that, Knight of Wands in reverse. Yeah, this is about this person. I think this is going to, if this person starts seeing someone new, this is going to make you want to take action towards this person, because this is a scattered energy here. Let me see. What about this person? How is this going to affect pile 3's person? This soulmate energy here. I like you, date, self-indulge. How is this going to affect? How is this going to affect pile 3's person? The 8 of Cups. Can you clarify that, 8 of Cups, please? How is it going to affect pile 3's person? The Temperance in reverse. Sagittarius energy. This is like walking away but not feeling good about it. It's weird. Page of Wands in the reverse. What's going on here? This energy is going to shift. This is an unexpected. Look, this is unexpected. I honestly feel like that your person here may be kind of, they're running out of patience here when it comes to like being curious. This is being like going back to the drawing board, being tired of waiting. So this person may kind of detach or walk away, and they may actually meet someone new. Yeah, the 7 of Cups. They're starting to look at their other options here because they feel as if, oh no, this is like waiting for your ships to come in and they never come in. So I feel like this person's just running out of patience, and so they may dive into something else here or look at their options. Look into, meeting someone new or dating. So tell me about your energy here. Now we're getting into a whole nother thing. I got to stop myself. Tell me about, what is this Knight of Wands in the... Okay. Yeah. I think something happens here. Something where you may see this person or hear about this or something. I don't know. He's in a black tie and jacket, and that's what it looks like here to me. So this is that person, which is your person here. So they're the ones that are, maybe trying to date or put themselves back out there, because that's what that says, get back out there, because they're running out of patience here. And somehow or another, you may see this. See the way he's looking over here? You may see this in some way and may react out of being in that, which looks similar to that 8 of Pentacles, being in this energy here. On your side, you may be in a place to where you're focusing on yourself here. You're doing the work. You're focusing on yourself. This person is already in a certain kind of place to where they're just running out of patience. They're slowly like detaching here from the idea of something happening, and they're gonna kind of look at what else is going on here for them. Yeah, this is like being rushed. Look at that. This is like being rushed into something. I don't know who the divine masculine is here, but whoever the divine masculine is here in this energy is still in balance. Like they're still trying to balance their energy out here. So there's a conflict, but yet a decision that's being made to focus on what will make you happy. So whichever side you're on, that's what that means. Okay. What about your feelings? How are your feelings going to change? Or are they going to shift in the near future? For feelings, for the pile 3 and the connection. Unexpected, I told you. There's something, this is, yep. Okay. I feel like you are going to see something here with this person that's going to be surprising or kind of shocking or something. You're going to see something about them where you know that this person may be kind of putting themselves back out there, or that they may be dating or trying to meet someone. What was that? What was that? 1 minute to see it, I guess. But okay, what about, and it's going to be affecting you emotionally. Tell me about what is going to be shifting or changing here when it comes to actions for pile 3 in the connection. Between the lines. Hidden meaning, vague, speculate. Speculate. That's this. That's here. I don't see anyone particular, if you're wondering, in this person's energy. I just see them looking, you see? I just see them looking at their options. They're interested. They're getting interested in dating or going out there, trying something new here because they're frustrated, perhaps, but they're running out of patience here. So they feel like something's not playing out like they wanted it to. This is someone that feels like they're just waiting for you to like return, and you haven't. So they just finally decided to start dating someone else, or at least try. Single, yeah, is at the bottom. Alone, isolated, lonely, and guarded. That's, yep, divine timing. And this is what may kind of push you into this speculation of that. You see something, okay? I don't know what that is. You definitely see something here, though, that sparks this up. Okay, let's get some more messages from each of you. That was not what I was expecting at all to come out from what I read. That was just not what I was expecting. Okay. Pile 3. What would pile 3 say to their person if they could say anything at all? What would it be? Understanding. I see your side of the story. Yep, we kind of talked about that. Chemistry. I've never felt this passionate. Wait, I have never felt a passion this intense. Jeez. Sabotage. I mess up good things in my life sometimes. Unappreciated. I felt like you didn't care. And daydreaming. This is it right here. This is it right here. I'm always longing for you. Yeah, I don't think that's going to go anywhere. This is what I was trying to explain earlier. Okay, so let's see about your person, what they want to say, and then we'll get some more message cards from them. All these have run over time-wise. So we're already at that mark. But if you've ever had one of these from me personal, you know that sometimes they just run over. Okay, so pile 3. What is pile 3's person? What would they say to pile 3 if they can say anything? Unfinished business. Yeah, they feel like this isn't, like, we still have things to resolve and discuss. This person feels like that if they could talk to you, that there's still things, like they don't understand a lot of things. That's why they're in that energy, remember? Absence. I feel like a part of me is missing without you. Yeah, this person's missing you. You both are. That Five of Pentacles is there. And dishonesty. By lying, I ripped us apart. So either this person lied about something or they feel like you did. They could have been lying to you about how they really felt about something or what they really wanted. Reveal. I want to tell you the truth. Well, dishonesty and truth. Chaser. I don't want to chase anymore. This person may have normally been the chaser. That's why they're maybe in this energy of just having to walk away. This person may be waiting, or they wait for a long time, especially if they're in that chaser energy and they're trying to fight that. They're finally kind of, depending on how many cycles you've had with this person, they're finally kind of putting their foot down here and saying no more. Even if this is this is the first time, this person could be like, I've done this in the past so many times, I chase and I'm not chasing anymore. That kind of feeling. Damage is at the bottom. We are both hurting from this. Yeah, that's that Five of Pentacles. Okay. Let's get some messages from your person. And then we'll get some advice and initials to close. I just saw children, so children can be important here. That could be that 10 of Cups we talked about earlier, if you have family with this person. What would this person say to pile 3? If they could say anything. I get a few of them out, and then I'll put them together. Just go through the whole deck. Okay. Okay. Oh man, it's crazy. First off, hold on. Warning, don't dismiss the red flags. So we talked about that with this person feeling like maybe they went against their morals in some way or something like that. In that moment, I didn't care. So there you go. That's why. This person may have seen red flags or had red flags, or even this to them, there was things here, but they were like, you know what? Again, temptation kind of, yeah, this is someone that desires this, right? So they kind of saw past that and went anyways. But in that moment, they didn't care. I feel you leaving me behind. Decision. It's time for me to decide about this relationship. I can't be with you. We talked about that too. I left before you could leave me. See, that's what I was talking about too. This person, chaser energy. This person feels like that you were going to abandon at some point or going to leave at some point anyways. I don't react when people mention you. Just being near you is intoxicating. I remember every detail of that day. I've been struggling, and I don't trust you. Interesting. Okay. Advice. I know I've speed things up here. I know my videos sometimes they can be kind of slow, or they're just long. You can always change that, Just click on that little gear icon at the top of your screen, or I think that you can push down on the video if you just want to speed me up. Okay. It's just the playback speed. You can click it up a few notches, like 1.5, and then I'll start going really fast. Okay, so what's advice you can leave with pile 3? Well, that's not what I was really wanting to ask. Let me try that again, because that's not what I was trying to. I want to get advice for you, and then we'll get advice for your person. Okay, what's advice for you? Well, that came right out, and that's the same card that I already saw. It's like, nope, they need to. There's something else going on in your life right now, where there's some kind of an energy here that would be very beneficial to you at this time if you could really just kind of focus on it. And yeah, anyway, this is that success card, number 50. Be proud of what you have achieved. You struggled long and hard to get to this point. I said that to you earlier too. Number 38, conflicting desires. That's the Two of Pentacles in reverse. When the choice is hard, follow your heart, and your desires will stop fighting against each other. Yep. Okay, so let's see about your person's energy. I saw sudden shift. So like I said before, something's going to shift due to something you're seeing or transpiring here. What are pile 3's person's advice? Look up number 60. What you perceive to be over is merely a catalyst for change. What was will return in a different form. So this may be you coming back to this person differently. Master your fears is at the bottom, though. Number 68. Uncover the hidden fears that are ingrained in you and holding you back from living your most authentic life. If this person's experienced a lot of devilish energy in their life, so they've been, they feel as if they're always abandoned or something like that in their life, then they could that could be where that was coming from, that feeling of this wasn't going to work out anyway kind of feeling, There's a word for that, but I can't think of it at this time. Sorry about my son if you can hear him in the background. Okay, so what advice do you have for pile 3? That's one. I saw one that was about time and it didn't come out, and I was like, well, it didn't come out. So, and then this one that came out is the clock here too. 16. That's the Tower in tarot. So I'm telling you, something unexpected is gonna you're gonna feel like this sudden energy of just like, let's just go. It's gonna come from a reaction. Okay, it's almost over. Your current challenges will soon be resolved, and you will be able to look to the future with a smile. So whatever's going on here, I do feel like whatever happens or you see, it will quickly be resolved in some sort of way. That's up to you guys. Y'all have free will. However, that's resolved in whichever way it is. I think there's going to be a big change that comes pertaining to this connection here very soon. Okay. Let's get some initials and some charms. And what time is that, actually? That is 11 o'clock. Is it 11? No, it's 12 o'clock, right? Yeah, because this would be the... that would be the big hand, so... Right? Anyway. I've never thought about that before, actually. I've seen that so many times, and I've never thought about that before. Okay. So 16. Tower, change. Remote control, so getting in control. Maybe stop playing so many video games. Maybe that's something that's there for some of you. I don't know. Maybe it's this person. But getting in control. You are in control here, okay? Going back and forth. So that's at Two of Pentacles, going back and forth with the soccer ball. Don't play games with my heart. It just popped in my head, and I'm pretty sure that's a song. Life is tough, but so are you. Oop. Apparently not this, huh? Nope. Oh, it was there, and I lost it. There we go. Man, guys, do y'all like playing games or what? You have the game over here with the Game Boy, so... yeah. Game over. Game's over. Like, things are closing in. Like, there's this understanding of needing to make a decision, and I feel like you're going to get some kind of a push here somehow or another from Spirit with this Tower energy. You become what you believe. The Cactus, this is about somebody having their boundaries, their guard up. Be a nice human. And then you have T-A-M or W, P-A-S-N-A-B-M, 2 M's and an I. All right. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave you right here. So, thank you so much for being here. If you're interested in a reading like this from me, information for that's down below. And thank y'all so much. Definitely good luck to you guys with this. I'm sending you so much love and light, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.